What's a black grand national? Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really stepped, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I ain't take the cheap ass. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What? They like, what he on? It's the Alpha and Omega, bitch. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a nigga gone. We need you a man, baby. I don't understand, baby. Pay a bill and make you feel protected like I can, baby. Teach you something if you need correction. That's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in these weird niggas' hands, baby. Whoa! It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really stepped, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G back. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What? Hey, turn this TV off. Ain't with my type activities, then don't you get involved. Hey, what? How many shit I seen? Send them off. Take a risk or take a trip. You know I'm tripping for my dog. Who you with? Couple sergeants and lieutenants for the get back. This revolution been televised. I fell through with the knickknacks. Hey, young nigga, get your chili up. Yeah, I admit that. Hey, black out. If they act out, yeah, I did that. Hey, what's up, though? I hate a bitch that's hating on a bitch and they both hoes. I hate a nigga hating on them niggas and they both broke. If you ain't coming for no chili, what you come for? Nigga feel like he entitled cause he knew me since a kid. Bitch, I cut my granny off and she don't see it how I see it. Got a big mouth, but he lack big ideas. Send him to the moon, that's just how I feel. Yeah, then it's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really stepped, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. Somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. 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 Ain't no other king in this rap thing, they siblings. Nothing for my children. One shot, they disappearing. I'm in a city with a flag, be getting thrown like it was past interference. Padlock around the building. Crash pulling up in no more truck just to play freeze tag. With a bone to pick like it was sea bass. So when I made it out, I made about 50
sea bass.
Trying to show niggas the ropes before they hung from a rope. I'm prophetic. They only talk about it, how I get it. Only good for saving face, seen the cosmetics. How many heads I gotta take to level my aesthetics? Hurry up and get your muscle up. We have to apply metric. Nigga ran up by the Lux Nessa up the highest metric.
Day, nothing changes. All I want is a moment to think clearly. But thoughts come unrelenting, consuming every waking moment. My mind blinds me and I can't escape. I shout for help, but no one hears me. One day I feel I'll just disappear. Lost in this chaos, I'm searching for peace.
What the fuck is up, everybody? The wrong song is playing in the background. Damn it.
Or is it the right song?
It's always the right song because I don't make mistakes. What up, everybody? It's John Escudero, the founder, and I'm here with the gang. Nick, Greg, say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Gang, what is up, everybody? Or hey,
gang.
Club. This is Freddie Mercury. Hey-o.
Freddie Mercury, my God. That's how we're starting, baby. John, you have no audio.
I feel really close to the camera. I don't like how big my head is.
I feel close to the camera too, John.
We can't see you, motherfucker.
I love John.
No, we're here, man. It's been a couple weeks, 2 weeks. We couldn't make it last week. There was a lot going on. Greg and I got over to some wrestling shows.
Yes. Yes. I keep sending Nick very, local shows for him to go through, and he just won't bite.
Someone needs to go and take me if you're listening.
Is that the same? Who the fuck? Why
you could have gone to Chi-Town Rumble, Nick?
Hey, why are you asking him to do shitty stuff?
there's
He's supposed to be your
Hey,
friend.
hey, listen. I mean this genuinely. Everyone, at least once as a wrestling fan, if you have one, should go to your local shindy. It is an experience worth having at least once.
I do
I don't
want
wanna
to actually
shit.
give
Oh,
a
go ahead.
shout out real quick to
Go
they're
for
not a
it.
shindy. They're not a shindy, but they're awesome. Windy City Pro Wrestling, one of the longest lasting independent wrestling promotions. They followed me the other day, and that was really cool. So hey, shout out to Windy City Pro Wrestling. I love you.
Way to protect that integrity, Nick.
1988,
Yeah.
baby.
Shout out my local shit indie. No, it's fucked up.
Nah, they're
No,
a
I
good
don't.
indie.
I don't want to call AIW in Cleveland a shindy, but I did go to an AIW show backyard at the backyard of a bar, in like 2017 with my friends Reese and Danny, and it was like it was a fucking
Very
experience.
drunken affair.
Shout
Because
out
it
to
was
Reese
like,
and
all
Danny,
right,
by the way.
I was drunk. Yeah, obviously they had drinks too. They had Long Island iced teas or whatever, and they were only
I'll
like
get you
$6. So
going.
you keep going back and get another and get another. But anyway, it was like a backyard experience, but it wasn't like a shitty backyard show. Like Eddie
Right.
Kingston was there.
They had
Britt
professionals.
Baker. You know, they had real wrestlers, and Sabu was
They had a
there.
few. They had a bunch of professionals and Britt Baker.
Britt was
Good
there before
money.
she wasn't anybody yet, and I was like, at least this is like the one person on the card that seems ready for television. Like she could probably get signed somewhere.
Famous last words.
She had like real gear. She wrestled, but it was still outside in
Keep her nose out of
backyard.
trouble.
It was like the exact opposite, and of like WrestleMania, which is like cool though. They're right. You should go to see your local indie because it's like then you can have every wrestling experience.
It's an
Yeah.
intimate setting.
And sometimes you'll be surprised. Like you'll never know if your local indie does have somebody who will end up on TV. It does happen.
I mean, yeah,
Even if,
you're
like,
going to
local
see the
jobbers-
future, right? That should be the draw for you if you don't have any other reason to go see your local indie wrestling show. Just think to yourself, one of these guys could be the future. I'm gonna pick one. Whichever
And you can
guy
brag-
here-
And you can brag to your friends about how you knew them first.
I've been watching this guy since he was in fucking wrestling in the Bronx in gyms. Shitty
This
gyms.
guy in high school. No, I didn't go to high school with him. I saw him in a high school gym.
Yeah, that's cool. I always want to be a hipster about my wrestlers. I don't think I have.
You put a hipster about Bryan Danielson your entire life.
I was gonna say I don't think I have, and then I thought I've been riding that train for a long time.
I was
Please
a big
watch.
hipster about Samoa Joe, so I get it.
Joey Samoa.
I can go on forever about Bryan Danielson though, and I will
Yeah.
not. I refuse. Greg and I were at wrestling shows coast to coast, Jersey Radio, coast to coast, New York,
Big
LA.
flying dropkick.
WWE, AEW. We're out here, man.
Look at that. See, there's not a big third promotion. There's no coast here, so it's okay that I missed one.
You were supposed to go to Impact, TNA Impact.
You know that's not going to happen.
Oh,
I was
fuck.
gonna say. Did they do a Windy City Rumble?
You don't like NXT's little brother?
Yeah, do people? I'm waiting
What's
for
wrong
when we
with-
start seeing the results live on Dirt Sheet Radio.
What's wrong with Impact? What's wrong with Impact, Nick?
I'm not
You don't
gonna say
enjoy it?
anything to
Or
incriminate
at least
myself
those
to
New
Matt.
Japan shows.
Listen,
You don't enjoy it?
I want to stay in the good graces of Matt so I can go on Otaku. Okay.
I don't want to stay in anybody's good graces anymore. I'm not watching Impact. I tried, and every time I try to watch Impact, it fucking stinks, bro. It stinks. At least the pay-per-views have been pretty good lately, but then you try to watch a weekly show, and I would.
Isn't that
rather-
exactly how you feel
drink-
about the WWE?
The WWE is different because at least there's always one or two segments that I was like, okay, well that was good, but it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes of shit that I don't care about. But
John,
There's like
come on.
zero redeemability in TNA.
John, you gotta
What?
be nice with TNA because 2005 Impact is the one you gotta watch.
Here's the thing about WWE Weekly TV. I enjoyed it a lot more when I was watching it in clips, and I was watching it
Sure.
on Twitter as it happened. Like I didn't have to tune in. I didn't feel obligated to watch it as soon as it came on.
The highlights.
But now I have to watch it because of the work we do. But it feels like I'm gonna die every week.
I'm
so
sorry.
it's different. It's very different. I turned my hobby into a source of income. Bad idea. Don't do that.
You can't mix your joys at work.
Don't do that. I'm kidding. I talk a lot of shit, but I would rather do this. Listen, I was driving city buses, and they would make you fucking work like 13 hours, and then it's like an hour to get there. It's an hour to get home. That's 15 hours of your fucking life every day, and they're trying to get 7 days out of you. They don't give a fuck. They just need somebody to fill in that hole in that schedule.
I feel like we have this thing called labor laws.
Yeah, I was saying, like, wait a minute.
There's a way they can make it go up to like 13. It's crazy.
Wow.
I don't know how they make that shit.
22.
I don't know how they make that shit work. And it's like federal fucking companies. I would rather be doing this than to fucking give my life to live that living death. That's a living death. Driving in circles for fucking 15 hours. I'm sorry for any fucking job. Any fucking job.
I was thinking of NASCAR too, Nick.
Just giving your life away is crazy to me. It's such a crazy concept. Like that, I'm not even contributing to society. I guess I'm driving you to work. I want to drive this shit off a bridge. So I don't drive city buses anymore.
But how are the benefits?
Radio stuff. What benefits? You just die. You just have a heart attack because you didn't sleep enough, or you fall asleep on the road and die.
So what you're saying is we can. So what you're saying is we can offer incredible retirement benefits because no one will ever make it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You'll love this.
That's why the benefits at Dirt Sheet Radio are the best. Go to dirtsheetradio.com/employment today.
Oh God.
You could be an on-site. You could be an on-site journalist, dude. You could send you to all the indies.
All right,
and now we have time,
fellas. We gotta have a deep conversation on our new benefit plans for the Dirt Sheet team.
So here's how the retirement works.
Dental plan. Lisa needs braces.
Actually, it's just advice. When you come to me, I just tell you how to use your money.
You gotta want one of those gimmicks.
So
how to build your brand?
How much are you getting paid right now? Let's put some of this to the side, huh? And this we're gonna call your retirement plan.
And this one's the finder's fee. It goes to me.
Make more money now, maybe.
But yeah, man. So I was at Revolution, and the card was coming. I bought these tickets not on a whim, but the card was coming together, and I was like, I think they had announced Omega, Takeshita, and then Osprey and Fletcher in the cage, and I was like, that's like at the very least, those two matches will be fucking worth seeing in person. So I went to Ticketmaster, and all the tickets were gone. I was like, well, they didn't say it was sold out. What the fuck? Like, it only had resale available. I was like, this is crazy. So I just went to the I went to the box office website. I was like, okay, this is how you do it, kids. You go to the website of the arena, and they have tickets set aside. So you go there, and they sent me to AXS. And instead of Ticketmaster, I got my tickets through AXS. I ended up with premier seats. I was like, oh, shit, this is great. So they were only
they don't tell you that shit, but you can get some great seats if you just go directly to the supplier.
They usually will have stuff set aside. So definitely go check that out if you want to go to a show like that. But
just get a friend to sneak you in.
Oh jeez.
That's fucked up.
I'll hold the back door open.
Yeah, it was an incredible show. I didn't think it was gonna be like that. It was like all the way through except for, with the main event. It's like
that didn't happen.
Which it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Like, cause it wasn't even like it was like, this is a bad wrestling match. It was like, this is fucking long, and it doesn't excite anybody because there was like a murderer's row of fucking incredible wrestling matches. Like, oh shit, every single match on this card is awesome. What's going on here? And then you reach the crescendo with the fucking cage match. They do a goddamn flip off the top of the damn cage. What else is there tonight? A regular wrestling match.
With old men.
Ah.
And
Like I
as
said-
we will discover, and as we will discuss later, in their infinite wisdom, they have decided, what if we did it again?
Hey, I think that's bold. I think that they were like, you know what? They didn't like that one. Let's try again. I was like, okay.
Exploding ring barbed wire. match.
Okay. I always maintain that exploding barbed wire death match was awesome, and then the explosion happened, and nobody will ever remember that match until like,
It has marred it completely.
yeah.
It's the
You will
neurotoxin,
never
that's
remember
what I'm
that
saying.
match. It was a really good match. Anyway, so this show this show's not gonna have that same effect because it was like, damn, that was a 9 out of 10. Like, damn, we almost had the perfect pay-per-view. I saw someone call this better than All Out 2021. And I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot. I think they said the card doesn't hold up the way everybody thinks it does. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. But I haven't seen it in a couple years, but I'm pretty sure I remember.
I think it's on YouTube.
It probably is. I think it'll be on.
I think
Max
they
Stream.
upload.
They put
I
a
think
few
they
up.
uploaded one of those all outs on YouTube.
I know
I think so.
2019 is, but I think they have uploaded a couple more since then.
Okay, and then maybe that was it.
I remember watching that show and thinking like, even 8 matches in with some matches left to go, I remember telling people like, even if this show stinks from this moment on, this is one of the best wrestling shows I've ever seen in my life. And then it didn't stink, and then it ended with like one of the biggest wrestling moments in fucking history. So that was cool. I don't know if this show. I think the only thing it's missing to put it above All Out would be like an all-time wrestling moment, like Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole debuting back to back. The Kenny Omega, only when I'm dead, lights go out. Adam Cole showing up. That's a moment that's people are gonna talk about forever. Bryan Danielson going over there is like a massive career moment for him. The rest of his career from that moment on is incredible. People will talk about that forever. I think this show was technically awesome. I think this show had just match after the opener, the Mercedes match, the Bobby Lashley and Outrunners match was questionable, but I guess we needed time to breathe. But like, why?
Now here's
Why
the thing
would-
too, like even like the 0 hour pre-show, like I was thinking this was like the best pre-show they've ever done.
Because the crowd was awesome. We were great. Pat on the fucking back. I knew it was a special crowd because it was full of people who don't watch the show.
Oh my god!
You know how you could tell when the pre-show was on, the people were like reacting to things that we see like all the time. If it's
Okay.
a crowd, like if it's a crowd, like I've been to a lot of shows. Sometimes the pre-show happens and it's a crowd full of people that watch every week, and they're like, "Okay, let's get to it already."
Right.
These people were here, and they were like, "Whoa!" Like at everything, like, "Whoa, these luchadors are impressing me right now." Oh fuck, Big Boom AJ is awesome. Oh, they were excited. To
Is
see
there
Sasha
also the
Banks.
like? Is there also the like? The how do you say the new territory hotness? Like how France was just ape shit for WWE, even though like it's a program they know.
I don't know if Los Angeles has that because AEW runs there fairly frequently now. They run the Kia Forum.
Okay.
This is just
Okay.
this is the first time they run the Staples Center. But
Mm.
there was a lot of people here that feel like that felt like there was just a fresh product for them and they were impressed.
People love to
liked it.
so. I was gonna say people love to talk about the arena thing. So as somebody who was there, how did you say the arena looked?
Like, I mean, I was looking for like kind of like landmarks. Like Madison Square Garden has the kind of the lines and then the jerseys hanging. It's like circular thing in the
The
middle.
way the ceiling works.
Yeah. I
All
didn't really
all
care
those
for
nice
that.
Knicks banners that don't mean world championships.
I didn't find shit in the Staples Center. I was like, damn, this stinks.
No Staples logo.
There's one
No
fucking
crypto.
No,
there's this
damn
group
crypto.
there's this group of kids. They were cool. I had run into them on the outside of the corridor first, and then they were above us in the audience, like in the balcony above us, and they're like drunk, I guess, or something, and they're like having fun and they're screaming. We're like chanting back and forth. I'm like, I think they were chanting for MJF, and I was like cheering for Hangman or some shit. But there's this fucking one guy, and he comes out and he tells these kids, "Shut the fuck up," and he gets a couple people. He gets a couple people laughing around him, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't have to respond. Like, I'm enjoying this show. I don't have to say anything to this guy.
How long did that last?
I know he's not talking to me because I would have just got louder. These words were already out of my mouth before I could think to myself not to say nothing. So now everybody that was laughing with him is now laughing at him. Because now that I've flipped his people on him, I was like, yeah, because this guy thinks he's at the fucking opera or something. He's got his goggles out. We're fucking his vibe up.
And then John levitated above all the fans and said, "I return to you now at the turn of the tide."
Nah, I turned around and I looked him in the face like, "You're not gonna do now what?" Then I sat down. I hate going to a fucking show. I hate that guy. There's always that guy. And if that guy runs into me, he's gonna be in trouble because I fucking hate that guy. Oh, shut up! Shut up at the pro wrestling show. Where the fuck did you think you were at the theater? What is this, Cats? Get the fuck out of here! Don't do it.
Sounds like that fucking the fucking boot camp guy in Attack on Titan. You know what might work better? Shutting the fuck up.
No, I can't. I hate that guy. I hate the shut the fuck up guy. Don't shut the fuck up at a wrestling show.
I mean, you telling him to shut the fuck up.
Having fun.
He shouldn't. He should have fun. Like, what are you doing here? What's your goal here? What do you mean shut up? Slap the shit out of you, shut up. We'll both go to jail tonight. I'll fuck this show up for both of us.
John don't
I'll
go to
fuck
jail.
this show up for both of us, okay?
John,
What's an assault charge? I'm not going to jail for years.
John, don't go to jail in another state, John.
This is that moment where the whole crowd turns and everyone's like, I wonder what they're looking at.
John, goddamn it, if I ever kept you out of jail, just don't do it in another state.
I'm sorry. I just don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, because I will act. I'm not gonna threaten you with physical violence, but you should know that I am very prepared to get there. I'm not. There's no boundary between that moment and where we're gonna be at. But how was your show, Greg?
Greg, who did you almost get into a fight with?
Thankfully, no one. Although there was a guy behind us that sort of laughed at like a dolphin, and that was kind of annoying. It was fucking weird. Every time he would get on, like every time his voice would rise up, it would start doing that. Like what the fuck is happening back there?
Hey,
okay, bro. I'm glad you're having a good time, even though it's kind of freaky. But whatever, man. Do your thing, dog. We had a great
watching the first Nitro, so shout out to that. Join us on Friday.
Hey. We had a great time. The only downside was with my poor girlfriend who attempted 5 merch booths to find a Rhea Ripley shirt and was unsuccessful.
Sounds about right.
That's fucked up.
Can't keep them on the shelves. Rhea Ripley's selling fast.
She's over as fuck.
She was very over in New York City with the segment between her, Bianca, and Io. Io did win the room with the 2 slaps as well.
That was cool. That was a great moment. I feel like they addressed like the real life of it. Like Io could possibly get overshadowed by their feud. Just kind of and you make it simple for wrestling fans because they don't do subtlety.
it also feeds into the fun idea that like Hunter's got a burner and he's watching.
He does. There's no way he doesn't. Come on.
He knows too much. Yeah, we had a great time there. It was very interesting to sort of experience a televised WWE event. To my memory, I guess other than the NXT takeovers, I hadn't been to one in a very long time.
Nice.
And even then, like the takeovers are like a PLE, so they just run, so it just feels like a show anyway. This was like a regular TV event, so like I'm like here was one of the funniest things to me. They do the segment where Cody Rhodes comes out and he's gonna cut the promo, right? But he just sort of comes out and crowd mugs for a very long time, and I'm just like, oh right, they're about to run. They're about to run to ads, aren't they? And when they run to the ads on the TV shows, they they turn the lights off at the ring.
Yep.
So that was just like they're fucking world champions just standing there in the fucking dark like a schmuck.
He's just T-posing the whole time.
Yeah. Like you just go to the top guy, he's just standing in the dark while the ads run, and then lights are back up, music starts.
It was going the whole time.
Exactly.
I like how the intention is to appear as though he's been standing there
the entire time with the music playing, just mugging.
Like that. Why is that? Why is that preferred to what's actually happening? Like you could just you could come back to him sitting in a chair and it wouldn't affect the show. Like he's a normal guy. Why are we going through this ceremony? Like this is unnecessary.
Standing in the ring for a solid
and it's
2
like
minutes straight, doing nothing.
Yeah, it is like it's been going so long that we hit like 4 woes. That's how long the music had been playing. Well, okay, we get it. Damn it. It and then I feel like I've been privileged to be live for the infamously memed Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about?
New York City. What do you want to talk about?
Which is going to be his line now when Cody Rhodes eventually gets his post wrestling talk show.
You guys know, and I think this even happened in New York, WWE trying out the concept of having a match during those commercial times.
Like Speed?
Kind of, yeah. They ran Rhino into Jerry, and it just fell apart immediately, and they never did it again.
My God.
That's great. I love that
commercial
happened.
break of Rhino to Jerry, and we're like, no more.
I want to believe they fucked it up for the boys just so they never had to do it.
Honestly.
You're welcome. Rhino was in the back like, you're welcome.
Gets let go.
So, Greg, tell me about the cage match. New York City was going crazy for the cage match.
They were. It was incredibly over, and it was a fantastic match. I thought they had excuse me. I thought they had a very good brawl. It's one of those things that I could tell what was happening. I imagine it comes off better. Like this is the proof that they are much better. I guess maybe not much better, but there are some things that are obviously lost when you're there live and not seeing the TV product. So like I can tell they're doing the faces and all the other stuff that they're supposed to be doing for CM Punk and Seth Rollins to be giving each other shit. But obviously I'm on the upper deck and I'm just trying to watch the ring instead of the screen. Mind you, I was lucky. We had a very good screen like right in front of us. So like if I wanted to look up at that, it was good. It was cool, but like I'm at the event, I don't want to watch the TV. But yeah, like it's one of those things that does kind of get lost, but I can tell what they're doing, and they're doing great stuff. This whole thing about them egging each other on about walking out of the cage was great. The fight of it was great. Like I get the feeling even from the higher rows that these two dudes hate each other. Which is the idea. You gotta play to the upper deck, baby.
That was definitely the idea.
All the way to the back row, to the nosebleeds.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess like you said, that live experience. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, like you could tell from home, that crowd was fucking on fire for that.
I'm glad it came through the TV.
It came through the TV like crazy, and I know because it was a stark contrast to what I was feeling at home. I was like, "Oh wow, they really like this, huh?" No.
Oh my God.
Someone's having fun at least.
Oh, I'm glad they're enjoying it. No.
Somebody had to.
No, I thought it was fine. I talked the shit because it was fun. This is how I see it, right? If you don't watch wrestling all the time, you won't have this problem. And most people who watch WWE do not watch more wrestling. And why would you?
I mean, most people who watch the NBA don't watch Canadian basketball.
Yeah, right. A normal person doesn't fucking watch every fucking wrestling league that exists. We're not normal people. It's just not the way it works. If you watch WWE, watch WWE. You like WWE, so this cage match did every fucking thing you needed it to do for this, and you thought it was incredible. And I fucking envy you. Honestly, I really do. I wish I hadn't seen the cage match the day before, like right the day before. That's like, it's like eating a bear claw and then drinking fruit punch. You can't taste the fruit punch. Your tongue is full of sugar from the fucking bear claw. You literally can't taste the fruit punch. Have you tried this? You can't.
What's a bear claw?
I thought you were talking about like an actual physical bear's claw.
That's what I thought too.
It's kind of like a cinnamon roll. I guess it is a cinnamon roll. It's a giant ass cinnamon roll covered in frosting.
I can see how that would be overbearing.
I mean, a physical bear's claw would also, I think, be overbearing too. So
agreed.
It worked.
What the fuck would an actual bear's claw taste like? You sick fucking base humans.
Medium salty, baby. Allegedly.
Oh, man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, my ass. You're too close to Canada for me to believe that. Allegedly.
Am I?
I'm closer to Canada than he is.
No, I actually don't know.
Separating us, sir.
I imagined Chicago a little bit closer to that Michigan Lake thing.
I
No.
like Michigan, but
anyway, that's exactly what happened to me. I had this very sweet pastry, and then I tried to drink this juice after, and it was like, I can't taste this shit. Maybe if I watch it a year from now, out of context, away from this, I'll get the feeling, because I was watching it with my son, and we were at the live event. We saw this cage match, and the Will Ospreay Kyle Fletcher match. They have a little more creative freedom, so they can they can be more violent. Obviously, WWE's got their fucking sponsors and shit. They had a very violent "I hate you" cage match, and there was a lot of blood and a lot of cage matching. And when you throw someone into the cage, it's still the razor sharp edge of the cage, so it busts you open immediately. And it's like I just had a full cage match experience, satisfied. And then the next night, this one was like, and he's hit to go to sleep for the 7th time. I was like, fuck, this is not hitting the way it would if I hadn't seen the other one. I know it would have hit different. I know it would. But me and my son were just laughing. Like, he's not staying down. This is incredible. It felt like Roman Reigns saved me when he yanked Seth Rollins out of the cage and ended the match. I was like, thank you, Roman.
And a finish we predicted.
We did call that flat out. We did call that straight up.
Yes. The only thing we didn't necessarily land at was like Seth will win, but Seth will win without necessarily beating Punk.
I didn't think it was fair to compare the two cage matches straight up. Like, this is a better cage match than that one.
Sure.
I think there were two very different kinds of cage matches telling the same "I hate you" story, I guess. But there are two different kinds of matches, and
arguably they're two different kinds of shows.
And they're two different kinds of shows completely. So
with a door.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel? How you guys feel about that escape? Are you with the escape or against the escape?
Wait, what do you mean?
The escape rule, the WWE escape rule,
as being the only finish, or
No,
or being a
any
finisher.
just the existence of it being like you escape the cage and you win. You run away from the opponent and you win.
Okay, so I've had this argument for a while, and because I do remember for a time there were people who had a lot of pushback about pinfalls being in the cage because they were used to the cage match being only escape, right? And then they shifted back to there being pinfalls in the cage, and it was like it was jarring for people. Here's my thing. The more I learned about wrestling, which is what fucks you up, don't learn anything, just watch the show.
The sausage.
Don't deep dive.
Seriously. The more I learned about wrestling, the more I came to the conclusion that I only hate the cage escape for baby faces. Because if we understood what the reasoning for locking two people in a cage is, it's usually because one of two things. People keep getting in, or the guy who should be in the ring keeps getting out. Right?
Mhm.
And that's usually the bad guy who's escaping from the baby face in some form or fashion. So back in the day when it was only escape rules, it was this whole thing about like trying to keep the two guys in the ring so they could have their match, and it always devolves into both guys running away from each other so that they can get out the cage. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly why I kind of sometimes like you said. I guess it depends on who's in there too. Certain guys know this. Certain guys are aware of this when they're
Right.
doing
Having the
fucking
match. Yeah. So I'm a big fan of escape being a rule, escape being a form of victory that only the heel chases after.
Heel only. No,
I think it works.
I agree with that, Greg. Sorry, John. I
No,
I
go ahead.
think that like I don't know. I think it depends on, like you said, who's in the cage, and I also think it depends on the bitterness of the rivalry. Because
Agreed.
if it's a situation where it's just like, I'm gonna put you 1-on-1 with the Undertaker in a steel cage match, I want to make sure that to be fair, I'll give you the option to escape. But
Right.
if this is like a bitter feud to the very end, and like I want to kill you, I don't want you to escape. But like at that point, I almost feel like we could just start implementing, like the barbed wire steel cage concept. Like we're gonna ensure no one comes in, no one gets out. We're gonna lock up the door, throw away the key. In fact, I hate the idea that there's a steel cage door, unless this is like a war game situation. We don't really need it.
So
And that's kind of. I was gonna say that's
perfect
kind of the
example.
story that they tried to tell with Punk and Raw. I mean, that they did tell. I guess.
Yeah.
They did tell it.
Perfect example. I would not buy Drew McIntyre trying to escape in the Punk match.
Right.
It's also very
I think
large.
I think Drew McIntyre wants to be in there the entire time.
Exactly.
Max says Punk was on top of the cage and Michael Cole was insinuating that Punk should have jumped to his death to win. He should jump
That
now!
sounds loaded.
Joey Styles and Mike Awesome.
Jump now,
Stop
Punk!
it! No, don't do it.
Michael, what are you saying? Jump now, Punk! I mean, I just want him to win.
Is that thing when you're high up in San Andreas and everyone's like,
Do a fucking flip!
I won't lie to you that there were times where I thought that would be a thing Jeff Hardy did.
Jump to his death?
Just jump to win.
Jesus Christ. He swantons the flat background.
Why did you splatter on?
Jeff
hilarious.
Hardy wins the match, loses his life.
Which hilariously now is a bump I would not be surprised if Kevin Owens took. Maybe 10 years ago. He's dumb enough to do it.
Through 3 tables.
Oh, the same stacked corner table spot he lost.
Yep.
I was gonna say, too bad AEW doesn't do the escape rule. Darby Allin would have a field day with that one.
Oh, the coffin drops to
Coffin drops to the floor.
the coffin.
It works different for WWE because they have Hell in a Cell that they use for the same thing that everybody else uses a regular cage for. Like I have you locked in and you're not going anywhere. That's what the cage is supposed to be. Like I have you locked in and you're not going anywhere. So I like it that way, but also WWE has Hell in a Cell already for that.
We lost the logic for cage matches a long way at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, so I understand. They have a super cage match essentially. It's a super
Well,
cage.
remember, freaking JBL escapes the barbed wire steel cage at No Way Out 2005.
Does he?
Yes. Yeah, but through the floor.
Through the
He
floor.
gets choke slammed
Oh,
through the
right.
floor.
You know what's funny? I've seen that clip of him getting chokeslammed, but I don't remember the finish.
You know why I remember that match? Do you know why I fucking remember that match?
Oh,
Because
let's hear it.
fuck you, WWE promotional fucking people. They did a poster for No Way Out 2005, and the posters always come out 3 months in advance. And it was in the magazine, and I took the magazine to school, and they were like, "Oh, look, you spoiled No Way Out for us." And I was like,
Oh, is that
"Come
JBL
on."
in the barbed wire
Yeah,
cage?
he's climbing over the fucking barbed wire cage, and they're like, "Oh, look, you spoiled No Way Out for us." And I was like, "Shut up!" Like these posters come out 3 months in advance. JBL is not in a barbed wire. Like he's not winning a cage match. They book a fucking barbed wire cage, and everybody's like, "You see, it's gonna happen. He's gonna win the goddamn cage." I'm like, "Come on, man!"
John,
And of course,
don't forget the one aspect too, the No Way Out logo, which was usually chains on a padlock. This time it was barbed wire on the padlock.
barbed wire. Fuck my life. The weeks leading up to that show were horrible because they kept on saying yes, and I could not believe that it would be like, why would they do that? Why would they do that?
And ever since that day, John cannot unsee the advertising.
Fuck, that's all I see. JBL's fat ass going over the fucking thing.
I sent it in the group chat.
I'm gonna pull that shit up for the viewing audience's pleasure.
It is a really cool logo though for No Way Out.
Yeah, but how could they do this? How could they do that?
You're right. They did reveal that. Way
Come
in
on.
advance.
That's insane, bro. Like they didn't even have that match booked
Like we saw that
until
logo
like
in, the end of
weeks
2004
in WWE magazine in like November.
I guarantee you, it's probably if you go on the way back machine, you probably even see it on the website.
Like what the fuck, bro? This is crazy. Yo, you spoiled it. No, I didn't. I'll never. God damn it.
John,
I remember that one.
Everyone.
I
that
did.
was like one of the things that I do like about the escape rule, though, is you can use it as kind of a cheap way to say like, hey, these two guys are going to be in a cage match, but then like, oh, someone escaped, but it wasn't a clear pinfall or submission, so we can keep that feud going an extra couple weeks or months.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like that's a double-edged sword, right? Because then like you can do that, but then you've already escalated it, so you can't really go back.
Yeah, so you gotta have something really good planned for after the cage.
It's one of my pet peeves about wrestling booking. Sometimes they're like, when you escalate and then you escalate, and then at the end of it you somehow de-escalate. Like, no, you can't go backwards.
It's not a regular match after you just went Hell in the Cell.
Hunter invaded this man's home. We can't have a regular match.
And what is this collar and elbow tie-up you guys are doing?
But just, I guess, just to bring it back to these cage matches for a second, so I have something I can clip. Or Max says, Big Show was walking out the door and JBL's head popped out from under the ring, and the ref was like, "Well, he's on the floor." Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. I was not the Dave Meltzer of my school. Fuck you. I didn't mean to spoil it for them. It was not meant to be that way. If I wanted to be the Dave Meltzer, I could have brought in the magazine when they spoiled Chris Jericho's reveal.
Oh, really?
Thing. Yeah, they did.
Oh, the second, the later one, you mean?
The break the code thing.
Okay, yeah, I thought you meant the first one.
Nah, he was on WWE Magazine's cover with his new gear, and the code is broken, and it shipped out like days before he came back on Raw.
Damn publications.
Motherfuckers, WWE Magazine was a good time. Or Raw and SmackDown Magazine.
I'd be lying if I said I.
Raw and SmackDown Magazine were a good time. WWE Magazine was not as good. WWE
You didn't think
Magazine
so?
was a significant downgrade from Raw.
Well,
and
okay, no. To be
SmackDown
fair, I was getting WWE Magazine in like the early '90s, so like I've got.
Oh, that's WWF Magazine. Like
Yes,
that's
yes.
That's one of the things that pulled me into wrestling. After watching WrestleMania 14, long later, for whatever reason, I wanted a subscription to WWF Magazine. It was probably the tits on the cover. I don't know. And my grandmother said no. But
did you end up delving into to be a nostalgic jerk about these? Did you end up delving into the Pro Wrestling Illustrateds and the I think there was another one.
Later, like when
Yeah.
I became when I really got into wrestling, Pro Wrestling Illustrated was my favorite wrestling magazine because like I said, WWE magazine became trash. It was full of advertisements and they were always trying to sell you shit. When it was Raw and SmackDown magazine, it was kayfabe interviews, it was photo shoots, it was like it felt like it was fun. PW Insider
Also,
was kayfabe
the Raw
interviews and shit.
magazine was like the specifically the Raw magazine was just like tits, and
They
SmackDown was
also
like
But
wrestling. Wrestling.
to be fair though, that was a lot. That was the big chunk of the women's roster was all on Raw. At the time.
all the divas, the Diva Search,
They
Diva,
had
the yearly Diva magazine.
Yes.
Divas were on Raw, cruiserweights on SmackDown.
That shit was a lot to me, man. That shit
I
meant
don't
everything
remember.
to me.
I don't remember a lot of those magazines, but for some reason, the one that
I
always
do.
stuck out, the one photo shoot that stuck out to me vividly was like sort of like I think it was Mickey James and like this weird like latex cowboy red thing.
I vaguely
I think she was
remember
doing a
that.
devil thing, but huh?
I said I vaguely remember that.
Okay, that's the one I remember most vividly.
There was there was a leader's photo shoot from a while back, and I was like, oh my god, I've never seen her in this light. But anyway, getting back, like I said, where were we? How the fuck did we get here?
We were talking about cage matches,
Cage matches. Jesus. Anyway,
like
these two
Lita and
cage
Trish.
matches. That's right. I guess I'm gonna be a dick. Yeah, I already
You
said
gonna be that
earlier,
guy?
Be that guy.
one of these matches was what I think a cage match should be, and the other one was a match that could have happened without a cage. I think there was that one spot where they both were like, "Hey, you should leave," and the other guy was like, "No, I won't," and I was like, that made it so that we had a cage moment. But that little superplex pump to like I you see what I'm saying? Like if I didn't see fucking Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher on the top of the cage, CM Punk taking the shortcut and laying down on the thing so that he takes kind of the same bump that he would take off the turnbuckle would have been so paltry in comparison. It was like, God, even my mom who doesn't watch wrestling was like, oh, that's cute. I was like, damn, because it's still a big bump, like
It's kind of the only way you can take that suplex unless they're both standing on the top.
unless you're 10 years younger and people would do something fucking different from
I'm
standing
saying
on
unless you
top of
were
the
both
cage.
standing on the top. Yes.
They
If
both
one of you
old.
just if one of you just stands on like the top rope, it doesn't really work.
They're both old.
That's also true.
So that was like
An
that.
injury
If you
prone.
add in that factor, you're like, oh my God, they can get hurt. But no, but they had the match where they really wanted to hurt each other, and I didn't think the cage was. I thought they could have had the same match without the cage, and it would have got the same thing across.
Street fight.
It maybe no, but I'm saying like they wouldn't have had to do street fight things. They could have honestly had that whole ass match, that same ass match without a single table or chair or anything. And it would have came across the same way.
I will argue, John, for a completely different reason and aspect of it all. The grand history, Jonathan, of New York City and their cage matches.
That's right. CM Punk doing his best Bruno Sammartino.
They did show that clip in the arena. I don't know if it made TV.
It's. I know I'm being a dick because it's CM Punk.
Did they show the clips?
No, we don't get those.
Okay, yeah. So there were clips throughout the night on the screens of like old MSG matches.
That would have been nice for us at home. But no, we don't get that shit. We get ads. Netflix love them ads.
I'm so sorry.
Just funny. It was just funny as fuck to me seeing Punk take that bump that way. Like, just the night, I like fuck my life. I'm never gonna forget this.
Also, something I ended up showing John was that apparently they had a whole new like introduction show for like the live crowd.
That's right. They had a lot. Greg showed me they have like a video and a light show that plays for people
Yeah.
in the arena.
Lasers.
I don't know the rapper, but like I knew the song because it's in like my UFC game. Um,
That's not real. That's not real music, right? Don't worry about it.
fair enough.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
not talking. Imagine. Where'd
well,
I
like
get that from?
it was
Post.
an interesting little like little performance, I guess you'd call it, because they had all the video screens working too and everything.
Yeah,
So like they're doing the
they-
quotes and it's like hell yeah, and it comes up on the little the wall screens.
I was gonna say, they hadn't ever done anything like that before.
I don't
Uh,
think so.
Okay, speaking of what Mac just put there, like, did they show any clips of Snuka? Because I feel like that's just a
No.
no anymore.
Absolutely
Okay,
fucking not.
Yeah.
That's the
Absolutely.
most famous Madison Square Garden
Not
cage
anymore.
match clip.
Not anymore.
Nope.
And now it's CM Punk doing the sloth superplex.
Oh my god.
CM Punk laying down on the cage. He's coming.
It's the only way you can do it from the top rope.
Tell that to Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
He didn't take a superplex
He took a big ass belly bump
on another man's belly.
on his own knees. Greg, onto his own knees.
If only they had a world champion on a roster who loves doing a moonsault off the top of a cage.
No, I think he learned his lesson there.
Kurt Angle did 1,000 of those.
Yes, he did.
I don't know. Listen, CM Punk's an old man, right? So we have to accept the things that he can do for us. We're not bloodthirsty wrestling fans. You old ass pussy. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing. You wouldn't say that to his face if I had to, not for no reason. If I felt like I had to,
If it
I don't.
resorts to this.
I don't know what situation you have to be in to feel like you have to, but it could happen.
I mean, whatever situation that guy was who like flipped the table on Joey Janela at that fucking con.
That's funny. That's so funny. Why would you do that? You're so outnumbered. Like
You're
that's
kinda
the first.
surrounded.
Did you read any of like you could read Sun Tzu for Dummies and it could give you a it would tell you not to go if you're outnumbered. It'd be like don't go if you're outnumbered.
The art of war says don't.
It just says don't. You think you shouldn't?
Wise man, no start fight with waterfall.
I feel bad because I made Bubba Ray Dudley the cover and then we didn't start talking about him until 52 minutes in. So
Steel cages.
So let's talk about Bubba Ray.
Bubba Ray Dudley talking about this steel cage match. Bubba Ray Dudley comes on Monday night and he goes, let me pull up this tweet right here. Let's show the people. That was awesome. That's what a steel cage match is supposed to be. Two men fighting in a cage. Two men having a wrestling match in a cage. Love the finish. Love the aftermath. Bravo, gents. And then I didn't get the Tommy Dreamer tweet, but Tommy Dreamer, who's also on Busted Open Radio, this is the best cage match of all time I've ever seen. And I was like,
I don't know. It's better than Brett and Owen. That's a big leap.
Yeah, there
But
was a lot
best
of competition on that one.
best cage match he's ever seen, Greg. It's the best cage match he's ever
You might
seen.
not have actually
is it better
seen
than you
Owens.
and Raven, Tommy?
Yeah, of course. Well,
Best he's ever
Honestly,
seen, Greg.
honestly, probably, but
It might be. It might be.
it might actually be.
Well, best he remembers is a tall task. Yeah.
So like this wording right here, like it's very clear what he's saying, right? I prefer this cage match to the Osprey Fletcher match.
Sure.
Two men fighting in a cage, wrestling in a cage. He's implying that I guess the other cage match wasn't in the cage. What is he fucking saying? They were in the cage the whole time. You fucking fat fuck.
Would you do me a favor? Would you bring that back up, please?
The tweet, okay.
Yes. Can we look at that fourth line? Two men having a wrestling match in a cage.
Mm.
What do you need the cage for to have a wrestling match?
It's a
At that
wrestling
point,
match.
Literally, like, have you ever seen that? Like,
They
amateur
grap-
wrestling. Like, we're gonna do some grapples, and we're gonna make sure we do that confined in this cage for no reason.
In a
just so we can
cage.
enclose just
in a cage. Listen, having a preference is not.
You should see the cage match between Masakatsu Funaki and Minoru Suzuki. That is a lot of grappling. Also, I would argue, Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle, which only uses one cage spot, and it's for the finish.
Hey, I get a count though.
WWE made me late 2000s. WWE made me like not care about the cage match. The WWE cage match formula sucked. I fucking hated it.
Though arguably the entire WWE formula at that time also sucked.
It did, but I mean, like, you can still get excited for certain things. If Edge and Undertaker got announced for TLC or Hell in a Cell, you knew there was gonna be some shit. If they just had a steel cage, I'd be like, fuck, like this is gonna suck.
Oh yeah. Oh, remember too, in like that late Ruthless Aggression time period where it just turned into like the PG era, they had a steel cage match at virtually every house show because the business was so down for house shows.
Oh my god!
I remember.
You know what? I might have benefited from that because I went to an MSG house show that had once again, John, MSG steel cage. JBL is trying to get the World Heavyweight Champion from who? From who, John?
It would be Batista at that time.
Nope.
Who? What year is this? 05? 06?
I'm gonna tell you it was just after the other steroid problem.
Oh fuck! God, who would have been left on SmackDown? Jesus, they were
John, who would have passed a drug test?
Not Jeff Hardy.
No,
CM Punk.
CM Punk versus JBL in a steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I forgot they were fucking feuding at that time. God,
yes, they were.
Right.
Better than elevated enzymes of the liver.
Everybody has elevated enzymes.
She don't even know what that. She still don't know what that means.
How does that happen? You have fucking diabetes? What the fuck is this? What are you talking about?
To this day, no one knows what that meant.
And it's something that impacts Bobby Lashley, Super Crazy, and Great Khali.
Hey, I'm gonna cut a little promo on Bubba Ray Dudley, but only because I need this.
Just a little?
Just a little. I have a problem.
How nice of you. Yeah. Simon has a problem?
I have a problem with Bubba Ray Dudley. I've never had a problem with Bubba Ray Dudley before recently. I always thought, like, not like a real problem. Like, I laugh at these old grifters, right? Like, for a long time, I tried to just laugh at them. Like, that's just funny. It doesn't matter. And then eventually it started to matter, and they really started to affect things. And I was like, oh, God, like, we should probably speak up and talk back. But Busted Open Radio was mostly fairly, like, they had old wrestlers on there. They had their old wrestler opinions, but it was kind of fair. It was like a objective. I mean, everybody has their own biases, but it was about as objective as it get. They enjoyed the show, and then
LaGreca's a little boisterous for me.
He's a fan. He's like a real fan. Like, I love Cody Rhodes. And then like they start preferring WWE, and like that's fine. Like people have preferences. My problem is never the preference. I have preferences but at this moment I prefer AEW because I prefer wrestlers having creative freedom to tell their stories in their matches the way they want to. When I say creative freedoms, I don't care. When I say creative freedoms, I don't care about what made them hate each other or whose mother lost her job or why he got screwed. That's not what I'm fucking talking about. I'm talking about when you have your wrestling match and you talk with your agent and he goes, "What do you want to do?" And you go, "I want to jump off that fucking cage and I want to die tonight." And they go, "Well, we won't die. We'll work something out. But you'll jump off that fucking cage."
John, we have to get those cleared with the office now.
No, you should always get it cleared with the fucking office. God damn you, structure. Anyway,
check with the contacts.
I prefer the creative freedom. Any company that's gonna give the wrestlers that is always gonna have my preference.
And to be clear, as I always want to point out, nobody is ever free of their biases in anything.
No, that's just the way things go.
Yeah,
you can try to be as
you got to tell some people that sometimes, John.
Everybody's biased.
I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's hard to have a bias and be objective. I think it's People don't want to do it, and so they don't. But I can be like, man, I really enjoyed this thing. I understand why you think it sucked. I really do. And then there's other times where I'm like, I can't believe you think it sucked. You're completely fucking wrong. And but at that point, in my mind, I'm like, this is objectively good, and I think it's good. And of course, you cannot quantify that because that's not a thing. But like you said, biases don't matter. So when Bubba Ray Dudley prefers the WWE product, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I think Bubba Ray Dudley at a certain point got, in wrestling, the Dudley Boys, one of Bubba Ray in particular was really good at getting heat from the crowd. He was great at saying the right things to make you fucking hate him, or at least want to have a reaction. Like, I physically want to speak to this man. I need him to know how I feel.
There were almost literal fist fights.
And there were actual fights. But I think in his old age, he's getting that same feeling from posting something like this. Really enjoyed the backstage segment with MJF and Hangman. Can't wait till one day both of them go to WWE, learn the correct way, and become stars. That's like rage bait. He specifically. I'm trying to get heat here. I'm trying to be a heel. I'm working the marks. You fucking, hey, you might as well have worked me, because now I'm like, God, this sucks. This actually sucks, because people watch his shit and they're not expecting to get worked. They're not expected to be worked. I'm getting worked by Bubba Ray. When they're watching fucking busted open, they're listening because they want his fucking insight. They want to hear what he has to say about these things, what he actually thinks about these matches. And if he's so busy addicted to getting heel heat from the Mox, MJF, and Hangman, can't wait till they get to WWE and learn how to be stars. How the fuck did you feel about the segment, stupid? That's all I care about. That's all that you should be caring about getting across when you're on an AEW review show. You should be talking about how good or bad the match was and why you think it was. Not, oh, he talked about their match the night before. I'm not going to review this match because they did a tombstone onto the chair. What? People listen to this guy for objective analysis. They do. I don't know why. Don't ask me why they're doing this, because I assume
because he has the professional, because opinion, as you would say.
Yeah, because he's been in the business for 20, 30 years. He has to be right? How could he be wrong? What could he know? What could I know? A nobody who just sits at home and watches wrestling more than Bubba Ray Dudley to even challenge his opinion. This motherfucker is addicted to playing with wrestling fans like puppets. And they're easy to do that with. AEW fans are very easy to rile up, because all you have to do is say something like that. That doesn't make any sense when you think about it. Like, why would he say that? Like, was it good? If it was good, why was it good? You think that to yourself as a normal person, but he wants you to react. He doesn't care about the analysis anymore. He wants the reaction. So at that point, Bubba Ray Dudley has become useless as an analyzer, as a commentary in this space. And now he's begun to bother me. Now I think he's fucking trash. Now I think this is garbage, because now people are coming to him for fucking opinions, and he's giving that. And he's Bubba Ray fucking Dudley. He's not even Eric Bischoff, who you can easily dismiss as like, well, you only had one good idea anyway. Like, he's Bubba Ray fucking Dudley.
And it was heavily inspired by somebody else's good idea.
And you stole it. Let's not even mince words. But Eric Bischoff had one good idea, and he stole it. And it's very easy. It's so easy to dismiss him, because in like 6 or 7 weeks, AEW is literally going to outlive his greatest accomplishment. He's going to be completely irrelevant. Bubba Ray Dudley has a legendary career. I respect Bubba Ray Dudley. I respect
tag team championships in every major company you would ever heard of.
even without the belts or whatever, like the performances, the way that he grasped this fucking industry. If you watched early ECW, you watch him go from buh to your mother sucks dicks in the parking lot. It's a fucking incredible like Bubba Ray's career is impressive. There's no
that woman right
dismissing
there
that.
is gonna take 13 inches of black. Oh
Yes. That same dude was Bubba Ray Dudley. And I've watched that motherfucker go from that.
Away, by the way, for Nitro to defeat
2 Dynamites,
or for Nitro to lose, 2 to tie, 3 to defeat him.
We watched Bubba Ray go from that to completely decorated career across the entire world in every company they've ever been in. There's no taking away from Bubba Ray Dudley. That's what bothers me so fucking much. You're gonna be a grifter now. You could actually give people insight. You want to help the business so fucking much. You could give insight to AEW that they would actually listen to, because Tony fucking Khan listens to these podcasts. He listens to Jim Cornette because he believes Jim Cornette actually cares, even though he doesn't like the damn company. He listens to that damn podcast. He's got no reason to listen to Busted Open Radio when Bubba Ray Dudley is simply sucking the dick of his employer, because they pay him. You became that guy? That sucks. That fucking stinks to me. Bubba Ray Dudley is like, he's not gonna lose my respect for his career, but his opinion wise, as an analyzer, like, you fucking sucks. You disappointed me. Analyst. There you go. That's what marijuana does to you. You lose words.
What words?
And he's gonna say, and if he ever hears this, he's gonna be like, these fucking marks don't know shit. Anyway, I thought I knew you, Bubba. No, you fucking piece of shit. No, I don't mean that. But
Devon
honestly, he really did.
One.
He really did disappoint me. I don't know Devon's opinions. I'm not gonna hook my train to anybody without knowing what they think.
I don't think I've ever heard too many of Devon's opinion. I don't think he really gets too involved
the best
in.
Way to live
That's
life.
why I like Devon, and he's got a new YouTube channel.
Yeah. The last thing I heard Devon have an opinion on, and only because it was funny, it was because him and Maven sat down for the watching the Vince McMahon segment with John Cena. That Vince McMahon segment.
Keep it up.
And Devon was just like, who let this happen? There's no way.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to end this by saying, Bubba Ray Dudley, I greatly respect you. You disappointed me. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your LFG checks. I hope they call you back for season 2, and I hope Undertaker doesn't decide that the Godfather needs a job. Sorry, Mickey James.
They always
Echo
find
says,
a way to ruin her life.
Echo says that y'all watch Dynamite tonight. Thank you for asking. We did watch Dynamite tonight.
Dynamite 284 live from.
I was gonna push it toward there at some point because I actually watched it. So like, damn it, we gotta talk about it.
Hell yeah. Let me pull up the results. I enjoyed AEW Dynamite tonight. I don't know about you guys. What did you think coming off of the pay-per-view? Was it strong enough for you? Was it too weak?
It seemed like a solid enough show. I gotta pull it up right now too because
any show that's got Eli Thessius, Gabriel Eros, and Vinny Pacifico in the opening is going to be good.
I missed that. I was out like 10 minutes.
That sucks. I didn't realize it was Vinny Pacifico until after, and he follows me on Instagram. I was like,
okay.
Pacifico.
See, yeah, I literally turned it on when Shibata pinned whoever he pinned.
He lost a tooth. If you see him laying in the ring right there, no, Pacifico. You see him laying in the ring, and he's got a picture of his like tooth in his hand. Echo says he was there, or they. Excuse me, I literally don't want to assume your gender. Was there live. I hope you had fun. Hell yeah. Max says he did lose a tooth. He did lose a tooth.
Don't forget the stare down between Shibata and Kenny Omega at the start.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it straight up. I have the old recap up. I might even share it, show the audience what I'm looking at here. Boom. Why not? Look at my ass. No, I'm kidding. Don't look at it. Oh, wow. Hello. That's weird. That's not how I wanted it to look.
Is this it?
It is, but I'm not going to keep it that way.
Oh, okay.
Fucking. Anyway, so the show opened up with Kenny Omega. He came out to cut a promo. He said he can't believe he's a singles champion in the year 2025.
Right.
He thanks everybody who supported him up to now. Thanks to Kesha for pushing him as hard as he did. Awesome match that they had. He says he's going to be defending this belt against anybody and anybody or anybody anywhere. You know, usual babyface shit.
Mm-hmm.
and then
I'm going
Nick
to be
said,
a fighting champion.
I'm gonna fight. Nick said Shibata and the Ops come out, and Shibata and Kenny have a stare down. I'd love to see this match, even if Shibata doesn't win the tournament. Or I thought it was a tournament. When they released the brackets for this international championship eliminated tournament, I thought it was a regular tournament.
Well, no, that's the thing. They were calling it a tournament all night long, and even when you look at the results, it's technically the AEW Invitational Eliminator Tournament.
I mean, technically, it is a tournament in its own way.
Yeah, but everybody who wins gets put into a fatal 4-way next week. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
qualifiers.
certainly not what I thought this was. I
John,
thought
that's just the finals. These are the
I thought we
finals.
I thought we had a couple more matches to go and we were gonna have some cool shit. No, they were like, we got to get right to it. I didn't realize the next pay-per-view's on April 6th. I was like, wait
wow.
a minute. I was like, wait a minute. When did you start doing that? Like, relax.
Slow down.
What the fuck is going on? Revolution Dynasty on April 6th, and then
3 more Dynamites, and then the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I know.
That's rough.
So, yeah, the opener was the Ops versus fucking Vinny Pacifico, and who are the other two guys? Like
Eli Theseus and Gabriel Eros.
Eli Theseus and Gabriel Eros.
The ship of Theseus.
The ship of Theseus. I forgot how that story goes. Built itself or something like that.
No, the ship of Theseus is it's like an ancient ship. If you remove the planks and replace them with new planks, is it still the ship of Theseus?
Yes.
If you then remove the new planks and put back the old planks that you cleaned, is it still the ship of Theseus?
Is the structure there? I feel like the person who designed it on the paper would say yes.
The intent was still there, so technically.
Right?
Yeah. The argument is that is the ship of Theseus the original ship, or is it just the idea of it? Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Metaphysics.
Theseus and Eros are both from South Australia.
Yeah. Oh shit, my camera died.
Got flown
Well,
all the way out to Dynamite in Fresno.
I don't know. It's only me. I feel like I should turn mine off just so I don't feel like, you know.
We need someone.
Someone needs to be the live.
Greg's the human.
Great.
Well, Freddy's right here, and so is Roman. And the whole bloodline.
Thank you, everyone. Anyway, so we got me getting back to the show. Ricochet cut a promo in the back, basically giving Shibata the opportunity to give up before their match on Saturday.
Right.
And they announced Jon Moxley and Adam Copeland in a rematch in a street fight next week. Winner will defend against Swerve at AEW Dynasty. Moxley cuts a promo saying that he underestimated Edge, and then that other asshole got involved, but he won't make that same mistake again. I was listening to Moxley's book on the drive to Los Angeles. He's an interesting guy. He's a very interesting guy.
He's got a point of view.
Why do I feel like the audiobook is so much better than actually reading the book itself?
No,
Well,
it
it's
is
because you're
Mox
getting-
is
Yeah,
Mox.
you're getting Mox's stream of consciousness, and you're getting it in his way. Like it feels less like
Yeah.
a book and more like Mox just talking to you.
Yeah, because I think I
And-
probably
yeah.
made the mistake of listening to the audiobook first, because once I picked up the physical copy, I was just like, this does not hit the same.
No, I have it too on the shelf because I listened to like you did. I listened to it. Also, oh no, I'm not going to get into wrestling audiobooks. Let's talk about the show.
I was interested in this conversation now, but okay.
we have tasks to accomplish.
You gotta get to the bedtime.
Goddamn structure, always getting in the way.
Hologram with Hologram, who's like
What is
I feel like she has imposed herself here. I don't know that he was even aware that she's with him.
She never
She's
even
just,
came out with them. She just came in out of nowhere.
she was just posing behind him. And Hologram with and Hobbs defeated Tralistico and Brian Cage. Each luchador brought their own massive man meat. Hobbs
brought 2. I thought it was a 3-on-2 match the whole time.
Tralistico came with Beast Muertos and Brian Cage,
which was a real fun trio when they came out.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny that when they lost, I think Tralistico got pinned, and then Brian Cage's teammates came out and they were like screaming at him like, "You fucking loser! You made our guy lose." I thought that was funny.
One of the coolest things about that, though, at the very end, because you had Davis, you had the Murder Hawk, and you had Brian Cage, I appreciated the subtlety of Hobbs, like, walking onto the side of the ring, and he was taking account and looking like, okay, there's 3 big dudes there. Like, I that was a subtlety I really liked.
He's they got to do him versus Brian Cage. They haven't done that, have they? Like, straight up one-on-one.
Yeah, we've only gotten tastes of it, like in this match and other multi-man matches.
We'll get there. I'm glad they got Hobbs involved with all these big guys. They had him.
Echo was also confused.
Well, but
Hologram Hobbs, baby, he should have had a mask too.
Oh my god!
So following that, we had.
I love this when they. I love when they do this with like guy who was in segment earlier is now coming back out for his match.
Chekhov's beast.
Well, not yet, because we had Toni Storm come out and she said nobody swings like Toni Storm. So ladies, put your keys in the bowl and let's get this orgy started. And I was
always,
like, damn, son.
Always sneaking in the weirdest dirty.
And you know, if I didn't know any better, I think she came up with that on the spot. I swear, there's a moment like where she's kind of stops and you can see the gears turning. Yeah. And it's like she came. Oh, I swear, I think she came up with that right there and then.
There's definitely a spot in that promo where I was like, "Did she lose herself? Wait, what happened?" Like, she had to catch herself back.
A couple very long pauses.
Yeah.
You could tell the gears were turning too.
She says she's lost a part of her heart forever, but when she looks at the world championship, she knows it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like. They aired a recap video of their rivalry. I don't know if it was before this or after this. It might have been
before it.
It makes sense. But it really made me like I knew watching the match at the pay-per-view that I had seen something special because I'm watching the match and Toni Storm brings out the bucket and Mariah May brings out the bucket and I'm like, what's in there? And someone goes, it's crushed glass. And I go, ha, that's fucking great. They should do like a Taipei death match. Get these girls some tape fucking gloves. Let's go. And they start wrapping their fists. And I said, shut the fuck up. Are they wrapping their fucking fists with tape gloves? This is a Taipei death match. I think at that moment, I knew I was looking at something special. Toni, I don't know if it was on purpose or if I hope other things from wrestling history randomly come up in her blood feuds. Like, as in the timeless thing starts taking a new layer. Like, this is timeless in film, but it's also timeless in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that I think the Taipei deathmatch moment fucked my life up because I literally said this is crazy because I said it just never imagining that they ever would like no way, like that's why it was a joke. It was absurd to me. That's why it was funny that they actually did it. Is going to stay with me for my whole fucking life. And it was a 13-minute match. It was 13 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Was it only 13 minutes?
That was one of the it was 13 minutes. And because it was 13 minutes, that is one of the greatest sub 15-minute matches I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It should have been the main event.
That is fucking awesome. Being there in person. And of course
we had a conversation about that, which I think is just marred by the structure of the show.
Exactly. I rewind, go check out last week's episode after this.
This should have main evented. I think everybody said like that's like the common thought now. People said like, oh, I would have given them more time. I don't know if that's needed. I don't know if it was even.
No, I don't think you. I'm saying that's not who to watch, but like I don't think the answer is more time. Sometimes more time is the thing that fucks you up.
Yeah. Now you got dead air. Now we got moments where we're breathing.
My best my best example, one of my favorite examples, maybe not my best, is John. Do you remember when they did the big Michael Elgin Adam Cole blow off?
Do you mean the late
Ring of
one?
Honor.
No. Okay. No, yeah, I actually vaguely remember their match, but not the feeling of it blowing off. I don't know why. I must not have
Okay.
had an emotional attachment.
Maybe not. So they have that whole big ass match, and like at one point, like Michael Elgin hits the big spiral bomb, and everybody is molten at this point. Like this is it. This is the finish. Elgin's finally gonna win the belt, and Adam Cole kicks out of the spiral bomb, and I have never seen a crowd just die that hard. Like they lost him for some reason. The fact that Adam Cole kicked out at this point was like just, there's no getting him back. They did a whole thing where they keep fighting, and I think Mischief comes back to help them, and it didn't matter. They lost them.
Oh, God, I do remember that match. Yeah, I absolutely remember that match.
Okay, you remember the Mischief comeback.
Yep.
Lost them. Dead.
Absolutely fair though. It's going too far, but even like when I'm thinking about the match, it was great, and we do have hindsight on our side there. But even beyond that, I always felt that this should have been the main event, just because it has all the bitter aspects of it compared to the Cope and Death Riders feud.
And it's a world championship. It's the women's world championship. That's your logic right there. Right. Why is it main eventing? Because it's a world championship.
And one that we can physically see that isn't in a briefcase.
So my problem with that, not problem, but like my discussion with John about that was like, it's kind of weird only because even though I agree with you, it is the women's world championship. It has every right to be the main event in terms of it is their top championship. The only problem is that like what the company has been telling us show to show is that Toni Storm and Mariah May is a feud between those two women. They have been telling us that Jon Moxley is holding the entire company hostage. It is
right.
It is objectively a bigger storyline than those two, and it has the AEW World Championship involved.
And I'm sure that's what
that it's worse.
I'm sure that's what they thought too. I know that's their logic.
To which I think like the thing that comes there though is like, if I was Tony Khan in terms of the storyline, I wouldn't want to feature Moxley because he's trying to do this. I wouldn't give him what he wanted.
Yeah, but like as I pointed out several times, Tony Khan is a fucking inept ass boss.
The boss there is a maniac. He doesn't care what the heels do. He's like, yo, get your shit together. I don't care. He's like, Tony Schiavone. He sends Tony Schiavone out to be like, he said 5 more minutes. You've got 5 more minutes.
Which, by the way, can we take a moment to appreciate just how legendary Tony Schiavone is?
He is great.
Jeez.
He's incredible. Tony Khan of his career, Tony Schiavone is just his deadpan. Like he don't give a fuck. He doesn't give I really think he would beat somebody up. Like, I wouldn't fuck with Tony Schiavone.
That's how I want him to retire.
Beating somebody's ass.
Exactly, because everyone's just ragging on him, and he's gonna finally have enough. He's gonna beat him up and walk off.
And just walk off frustrated in a huff. I'm sick of this shit. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
It's just like the legendary story of Joey Styles fucking punching JBL.
Yes, well, Joey Styles is always going to have my respect for that. And that doesn't surprise me at all. Joey Styles is from the goddamn Bronx, essentially.
John's like, you can tell me everything about Joey Styles' politics and bullshit. He punched JBL in the face. He's good with me.
Knocked his ass out. I got no problem.
Got nothing bad to say about Joey Styles.
That is really scary, though. Schiavone getting old. He's taking a long time to get the series. Hey, listen, man, we all get there. I'm not going to get there. Fuck, I'm not going to make it. No, that's fucked up.
Wow.
No, don't worry.
Wild,
Schiavone's fine. He's got Lois keeping him sane.
Jesus. So, what were we talking about on this show? That's right. Toni Storm, Mariah May. Greg, if you didn't see that match, don't not see that match. Go watch that shit. It was awesome. It was awesome. Full on.
But it ends up on Max.
It's 6 years.
Oh shit!
Pirate it.
I hope it'll take that long.
Just pirate it. It happened already. It doesn't matter. They don't care. I'll send you a link.
We here at Jersey Radio do not condone pirating.
Seriously.
It wasn't even that bad. Like the joke that got Joey Styles like ran out of wrestling. It wasn't even that bad. Like it was like I think he quoted the Trump "grab him by the pussy"
Yeah,
line,
that's exactly what he did.
and he didn't even say it. And it's like, wow, like wait, so quoting the president can get you fired. So why did the president say it? Wait, that doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, and then today, like today, nobody would even blink twice. Joey Styles should be back in pro wrestling. That's what I'm saying.
I need to, if nobody knows this, I need to sort of put into perspective how weirdly that was done. They literally usher Joey off the live stream immediately. Like he is gone by the next match.
Insane. Like if he said some wild shit, wasn't even, I'm never gonna agree with that, but it is what it is. So we found at the end of that promo, Megan Bayne attacks Toni Storm, making her intentions clear. She wants the women's world championship. This wouldn't be the only time we see Megan Bayne tonight. The Megasis has arrived.
I love the idea that all this is going on while Beast Mortos is still standing in the ring, just roaring the whole time.
The promoter was Gabe Sapolsky. Yeah. Gabe Sapolsky probably, don't talk about my president.
Is Gabe Sapolsky a known Trump supporter?
I don't know if it's known.
Okay.
Yes, it is now. No, that's fucked up. I don't know. Hey, listen, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that, man.
Is it because Gabe's from Boston?
It's the vibes,
I mean, that would certainly fall into some.
It's the vibe. Look who we be hanging out with. Come on, who's his boss? They don't be chilling. Triple H seems to love him a lot. You don't think they share ideology? Anyway. The wild card versus Beast Mortos. The wild card ends up being Speedball Mike Bailey. I think we all called that as soon as we saw the graphic and it said wild card.
Actually, everyone I know, including Mac, kept trying to suggest it was Gabe Kidd.
You fucking with Mac knew it wasn't, and he posted that anyway, Greg. He is a shit stir.
So silly.
He wrote me and said, look at this shit. I know Gabe Kidd wrestled in Japan this morning. I'm posting this shit anyway. Evil
Fair
man.
enough.
Mac,
Evil man.
I saw more than one person talk about it, maybe hopefully being Gabe Kidd. I was like, that
was Max spreading misinformation. He influenced your friends.
Mac, why are you such a silly Billy?
No, I had seen people say it could be Josh Alexander.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just too soon for Josh Alexander when they had Speedball like ready. So because my thing was gonna be like, okay, so when Speedball went from Impact to AEW, he had to get a new visa, right? So you mean to tell me Josh Alexander didn't? Like, what the fuck? That wouldn't have made no sense.
Oh, because he has a new employer now, and that needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those things are a pain in the ass.
So I knew it could have been Josh. Anyway,
I love the people who are online in the Twitterverse that are just like, no, these billionaires have all the connections that they need. They don't need visas there.
Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, they've got underground connections. Well, like that doesn't exactly help when you need a visa.
Why get a visa when you can just get a MasterCard?
I love how many times I've heard about.
You can get.
I love how many times I've heard about how many connections that Vince McMahon has. I was like, God.
Well, I mean,
it's like he kept so and so out of prison. I'm like, what?
Vince. I would say Vince is not. I don't hold Vince to normal standards. Like I don't think Vince is a normal person. I don't think Vince has normal interactions. I don't think that we can measure Vince against. I mean,
after that story about his son and the knife, I don't think he does either.
No, right, but there's that. But I just like the things he's accomplished, man. I don't believe normal people can accomplish the things he's done, and the stories that we've heard about him, not just like aggressive, but like Even the successes he's had, the way that he has them, this is not normal. He's not normal. So I wouldn't be surprised to find out that he did establish underground connections to help himself get up. I wouldn't be surprised if he still has them. Vince doesn't. He's not like this. Isn't a normal guy, man. He's a normal businessman. Like when you think like a normal businessman, I don't think he's like them. No, this guy is different. He's scary.
It starts
Shit.
with money talks, but then it develops into those same connections sticking
Bro.
around because of the money talking.
So to look at this, Greg, they got when that Rothstein dude died, like that really old dude died, like last year. They had Triple H and Stephanie fucking giving condolences. How the fuck did the pro wrestling people get? How did the pro wrestling people get in photos with these super powerful gazillionaires?
I assumed it was because he made friends with Trump. But
Vince got his wife a job in the fucking White House.
Yeah.
The pro wrestling promoter can get his wife a job in the White House. That's not a normal man. That's not a normal person. That man's connections run deep.
And also, it helps that you've been working with Donald since WrestleMania 4.
That motherfucker is scary, okay? When he fired Ken Dome because he didn't fight John Cena for fucking his wife. That's your boss.
I've heard a lot of those stories.
Fighting you for being a pussy ass cuck.
Losing all respect for John Morrison at that point.
Wasn't there the same kind of story about like him losing all interest and respect in John Morrison because Batista?
Is that why they did that storyline? Or was this after?
Well, they were doing that storyline just because
the one where Melina says Batista forced himself on her.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
That was what they first wanted to just work together, but then afterwards they were like, "Oh, but this will be really juicy." But for the years following, Vince just reportedly never saw much in John Morrison because he had no respect for him after hearing that he just let guys do whatever with Melina.
That definitely was a story. There was also the Drew McIntyre story where he lost interest in Drew after finding out that he had filed that domestic abuse report against his wife at the time.
Really?
Yeah. Vince was like, "Why didn't you beat her ass?" No, he didn't. He didn't.
One didn't fight back.
I can't prove that he said that, but I know he thought it.
And he started thinking what he would do.
He's so big, and you let her beat you? Not my champion. My champion beats his own wife.
What is this again?
That's why I love Stone Cold.
I was going to say, he just points to the picture of
my greatest champion of all time.
Cody is just like, I know what I must do.
Sorry, Brandy.
Oh man,
Domestic abuse is not funny.
We at Tertiary do not support domestic violence.
Absolutely not.
You have to say you don't support domestic violence.
After jokes, yes.
I only briefly wanted to make a joke about
It's not funny, Greg. You can't joke about that.
No, not that. But like the only other thing I support is pro wrestlers getting buff with their wife, and he just points to a picture of Danny Garcia being jacked as shit.
Danny Garcia is different. She actually holds the leash. Yeah, there's no universe where The Rock is in charge of his affairs. I actually believe The Rock is stupid. Genuinely, I believe that he's like a big dumbass, and she controls every single aspect, every word that he says, every business decision that gets made in his behalf. I think Danny Garcia does it all, and Dwayne just walks in big, dumb, and buff.
All right, baby boy, you just get in front of the cameras and flex them muscles.
Smile, Big Dwayne. That's right. And he feels good. You give him the positive affirmation. That's all he needs. That's all he needs. He comes out the gym. They go, Dwayne, you look buff today. Yeah. All right, read this script.
Black Superman.
That's I actually believe that for real.
So like the Black Superman thing happened because like for the one time Danny Garcia wasn't in the room.
He's on the internet. He was having unauthorized screen time. The Rock was on his phone without permission, and he saw something, and he's like, Danny, they got a Superman that's black. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you on the phone? Are you on the phone?
Oh my god!
Dwayne! And he's like, he's never let go of that ever since then. This is why we don't give him the phone, because
He does that.
he gets obsessed with silly little things.
He learns things he shouldn't be knowing.
We need him focused. You want to get to your next cheat meal, don't you, Big Dwayne? That's right.
Pancakes.
Pancakes, that's right.
Stack of pancakes.
Let's go. Clanging and banging time. Clanging and banging. Clanging and banging.
Rocky Johnson.
I'm a soul man, just like my dad.
Oh, don't do that thing.
I'm
Good
soul
thing Tony
man,
Atlas
right?
isn't here. That's my title.
So
I hate Chad Frotz.
So the next match on Dynamite.
Max says he was at the show
Why did we just
where
roast the Rock?
they announced that Mike Bailey got arrested.
Oh what? Oh my god! Oh!
Why
Because of
did
the
they announce that?
yeah,
Why would
that's
they announce?
wild.
And I know it was some fat fucking dumb promoter, probably balding, walks into the ring. I just heard that Mike Bailey's been detained. Probably didn't even believe it too. Said it out of spite.
Oh my god!
I was laughing too hard, and I thought they announced after AEW he got detained. I was like, "What?"
Mike Bailey has been compromised to a temporary end.
Now
What
that's
was it that
you'll
he did
see.
wrong? He had weed or something? Was it weed?
I just thought his visa was fucked up.
Oh, I'm thinking of Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal got
Yes,
kicked out of
yes,
Japan.
that was the weed. Yeah.
I smoke a lot of weed, and I'm going to Japan, and I would not even consider. I would never even imagine trying something like I want to go to jail in
Yeah,
Japan.
he ruined his best gig over some weed. It was incredibly stupid.
Jesus, like, are you a fucking crackhead, bro? Like, you need it?
The job.
That's crazy. If you need it, damn, brother, just take a break. Sheesh.
Maybe you need to assess some things.
Speaking of Matt Sydal, he hasn't been wrestling at all since May
He hurt
22nd,
himself.
2024 against Takeshita.
He had hurt himself, didn't he? He got injured or something. Like he had like an ankle injury.
I know his brother kept getting perpetually injured as well.
Oh, it was his brother. I'll probably confuse him.
No.
If I'm in Japan and I find myself needing weed, I'll never smoke that shit again. What the fuck? What the fuck? Is this meth?
Well,
What
in
the fuck?
fairness,
Love
like
it,
as far as I've heard anyway, like you can get some, but
I'm gonna go find the Japanese YNs out there.
I'm just saying,
Hey.
the boys, the boys apparently know where to get. Listen, Jungle
What up?
Kiona made that her gimmick.
What up, my jigger?
Wow, wow. I'm just saying,
The Japanese YNs are gonna know where to find it at. Where y'all at?
there's also natural vibes in Dragon Gate who also made it their gimmick.
I'm gonna be in the Roppongi area. That's supposed to be like the red light district, right?
Mm.
I heard. I don't know very well.
There's a lot of vice being committed there.
Roppongi Nights. We had Mike Bailey.
Apparently, he was trying to get into the country visa list.
Oh, he's in the.
That'll do it.
I just imagine him like in the trunk. Mike, they caught us, Mike. They caught us. What
It's
you mean
over,
us?
Mike.
What you mean us? Why are you telling him I'm here? They caught us. They caught us.
Also,
No.
I just learned that apparently he identifies as non-binary. But okay.
Oh
whatever.
fuck.
Ah, thank
No,
you.
he said it says
Did
he
we
uses
fuck
they
this
them.
up?
No, it says he uses they them and he him, so both are fine.
Hey, wait a minute. So hold on a second. I ain't judging nobody, but hold on. So are you or are you not? I don't.
Listen, I don't ask the
No,
questions
man.
anymore.
You gonna do that shit? Commit to it. What the fuck? I need to know what to call this man. I respect whatever you want me to call him, but just give me it straight though. Don't give me the option, because then what if I make the wrong choice? They're gonna call me hateful.
Not
I
me
think if
going
you
for
have
it.
the choice, there is no wrong one.
Don't give me the choice. No, why are you giving me the choice? It's your identity.
I'm literally going back to the video I uploaded, being like, did I accidentally say the wrong thing?
I'm saying though. Now I'm fucked up. I don't even know if I said the right thing.
What was the next match,
And now,
Karen?
no, but now I'm gonna call them they because that seems right. But then why isn't he telling me to do it? I don't know. I just
So they defeated Beast Mortos.
he defeated Beast Mortos. He did. He's gonna advance to the Fatal 4-Way for the #1 contendership for the international championship. Do we think he's actually gonna win this thing?
No.
No, I
They're
don't
gonna
think
have
so
a
either.
good showing, and that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, Kenny Omega at Dynasty, considering the people that we actually have here, are you fucking crazy? This woman's crazy. What the hell? This is crazy. This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening to me. I'm being domestically abused. Call the cops.
Oh my god.
Oh, Drew McIntyre, no.
My friends have lost faith in me now. Wait, what did you want me to do? Wait, what did you want me to do to her?
Oh man. John, at what point in the show did the Queen of the Ring segment happen?
Oh, that
By
was
the
a
way-
pay-per-view. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
why I
crazy.
meant to ask you.
Yeah,
Was
that
it
was
as
funny.
weird in the building as it
Oh, yeah.
sounded to everyone else? Okay.
It was weird immediately. It was weird. I didn't know what was going on because I wasn't paying attention. And then I hear them talking in the background, and Tony Schiavone goes, tell us whatever the fuck. And she goes, if there's one thing I know about wrestlers, is you guys know you're going to win before anybody else. And I said, why the fuck would she say that?
Someone did not smarten her up.
Immediately that came out of my mouth. Why the fuck did she say that? And everybody around me is laughing like, no way. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, that was.
At least when it's kids, it's cute. This was a grown person.
She was on the pre-show, and she was so awkward, and like she barely spoke into the mic.
Oh no.
She I bet she meant well. Okay, I don't think she meant to
No,
say
not at all.
something. I think she probably meant like wrestlers believe in themselves.
Nice.
No,
Something
'cause,
like
that's
that.
legitimately what I thought she was meaning at first, but then I started hearing like boos and everyone online trashing it.
It was she's probably catching mad shit too. I would not get online after that.
Oh man. So what segment happened after the eliminator match?
I was still thinking, if Ricochet is probably the guy who's gonna face Kenny Omega, right? Like to forward his momentum here, like facing Kenny Omega after losing a swerve.
That makes the most sense. It's also like a very fresh match. That's That's easy to market.
Pay-per-view money. Although I
Yeah.
would not hate Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega. Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega 1-on-1 is a match I don't think I've seen yet. But I don't know
Maybe.
that it needs to be on pay-per-view. But then at the same time, it's like I thought that when they did Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay, and then it's like I got blown away.
I saw
And I
it
was-
live. Haha.
Fuck you. No.
In this case, if we're talking about like, is that a final or like the championship match or whatever?
Yeah, that would be because it's the final is the winner will face Kenny Omega at Dynasty. And so
Okay,
far,
so then
Orange
it's probably
Cassidy
better
and,
off to.
Mike Bailey are in.
So then, yeah, I'd probably just put him with the heel and just let Kenny be Kenny.
Yeah. And again, and like we said, and like we just said, this makes sense for Ricochet. It's actually great for Ricochet.
It would be, yeah.
Mhm.
He's
To his credit, I thought he cut a decent promo and then he made that dumb sound at the end.
yeah, well, he did his job. It was a dumbass sound.
He's covering up the ball.
You know what was even dumber? I heard there's people in the crowd doing it now. I was like, oh shit.
God.
Oh,
It's
catching
about
on.
to be a thing. It's catching
Well,
on.
that was the
Oh.
thing too with Max Caster, because everyone was like, "You're gonna survive with the best wrestler alive," and the crowd said it with him.
He's starting to get over with that stupid fucking shit too, where they just kill him every week.
I'm
God.
happy about that. That's great.
It'd be that
Oh.
way. So I
The
mean,
only thing with Max Caster that we get over at me is a truck.
I like the logo. I like the I like the HBO Max because his name is Max. That's
It's clever. It's so clever that I don't think he came up with it.
That's the company. That's the company. We need this.
He looks like he's dressed from Portillo's.
He looks like he's he looks like a broke ass Young Bucks cosplay.
That's right, because he has the tassels. But we'll talk about him in a second. I really want to talk about this MJF segment.
Okay.
I want to talk about the MJF segments, and I want to talk about the Hangman Page segments. It's something that really didn't occur to me until tonight, which is crazy because they've been feuding for weeks now. But like, I grasped the idea that Hangman is like kind of known as the main character of the company or whatever, and his stories since day one, and his stories tend to have a little more like character depth than other stories in the company because of his position. Depth? That's what I said, Greg.
It sounded like character death. I was like, damn.
No. They killed Hangman.
You bastards.
No! I mean, in a way.
Hey, but
you know when they killed Hangman? When Punk pinned him.
Exactly.
God damn it, Greg. I know. We're way past that. Okay, he's fine now.
Now I just got the time crystals.
I love that you talk about the Punk match the way they tend to talk about alcoholics. He's fine now.
He's fine now.
It was a bad time.
It was a dark time for everyone, for all of them. You don't just get over cancer, okay? You have to recover from cancer.
Walter.
Alcoholism.
Hangman stories have had a little more depth and character development than others. His character goes through arcs. He's gone through ups. He's gone through downs. He's been dark. He's been light.
Yeah, it's like Heyman and Raven. You know, Heyman is much more involved with this.
Yeah, exactly. And so MJF is the same way because he's another character that AEW has invested in since day one. And essentially, AEW's main villain since day one. And it just never occurred to me that there was a parallel between them. Like, maybe it didn't occur to them, but
it just happened.
But
it's kind of got that Austin Rock thing going on.
Yeah, it's so natural feeling. Like, you know, like I can't believe it took me this long for it to occur to me. Like, wait a minute, like these are the guys who belong trying to kill each other. Like, those are the two polar opposite sides of AEW's spectrum.
Right.
They just hadn't come face to face since the beginning of the company. It's like they've gone their separate paths. They've been the main hero. They've been the main villain, and now
they've both been handled poorly at some point.
And yeah, they both got even in real life. They've both been through ups and downs. Balls dropped, balls picked back up. It's fucking cool that the company finally grabbed this and made it a thing on television. And I didn't really grab it until tonight. Even MJF's
now kill the Moxley angle.
They have so many other things that could main event, and Moxley's down there like struggling. Like, can we help him? He's still awesome, and people are talking bad about Moxley. It really hurts me.
I'm out here drinking blood and doing deep things.
They let me do whatever I want. I am sinking. Help me, please.
In a briefcase.
Nobody even likes this movie I'm referencing.
Nobody knows what movie this is.
It's a very niche movie only I have seen.
I mean, the thing about MJF.
Like at least when Aces and Eights copied that show, it was a hit.
I always have an issue with copying the thing that's a hit at the time that it is a hit. I hate.
You gotta wait till a little bit after.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take Aces and Eights seriously. Like, looking back on it in hindsight, I can be like, okay, well, people liked it. But at the time, I was like, oh, like, it's a parody of something that's on TV right now. It makes me sick. But talking. So
John's like, no, you can parody The Crow. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows what it is.
Not nobody, but you know.
I was like, hey, man.
But yeah, but getting back to MJF, he's another guy that his character has had different kind of development. Not the same as Hangman. His character development has been different. MJF, his character has a through line. His character always has an issue with himself that he takes out on other people. Yeah, he's got emotional depth.
Yeah.
It was really cool seeing MGF and Hangman bring that both of their weight together like that. And then tonight MJF has this segment here where he's in the mirror like insulting himself. He calls himself like a piece of shit. And he just punches the mirror. That is MJF's character in a nutshell. That one moment right there where he punches the fucking camera and he looks back and he looks like he wants to cry at the camera. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here! Why are you here?" That's MJF's character since day one. That is.
And then he wakes up in the morning and disassociates.
That, I mean, don't we all?
I was gonna say that's gonna be me in like a few hours.
Some better than others.
That is seeing him and Hangman come bring that shit together was really cool because now I guess I'll talk about this MVP segment first, and then we'll talk about MJF and Hangman's latest development.
Quick, though, I do want to bring up the point too of it's perfect for MJF to have that segment with the broken mirror because how many times have we seen MJF have those like just cracks in his armor where he lets that emotion shine through beyond just the angry facade that he puts
The
on.
shtick.
The shtick, exactly. And it's always something deep of like, of course I'm jealous of you, or it's always some like deep insecurity that always shines through and he catches himself. He's like, oh, wait a minute.
I love it. I was rewatching his match with Bryan Danielson, the Iron Man match. I forgot the layer of MJF wanting everything Bryan has. You have a fucking family and kids, and I just lost my fiance. I fucking hate you. Like, I hate you. It's so
Was
good.
that a public thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did he used it as a story because his boundary is clearly very different from other wrestlers. He's
Sure.
like, I'll use this. But of course, because he's willing to do to himself what he would do to other wrestlers. And I think that's
That
commendable.
makes it okay for other people because I'll make fun of myself so I can
Yeah.
make fun of you.
yeah, 100%. So
Sure.
MVP comes out here. MJF is out complaining that he lost to Hangman. And MVP comes out. And I was like, what the fuck? This is not something I ever
Yeah,
expected.
that threw me hard.
Like, what? It's an they hug each other, and it's like MVP tells a story of being proud of MJF for accomplishing everything he said he would do when they first met 8 years ago. But he didn't appreciate MJF out here whining and bitching when he used to be feared. Nobody
Can
in the
I
locker room
briefly
respects him.
point out just the amusement of the of MJF and MVP bonding over like a punk band?
I didn't know that was a thing. I swear I
Brains?
didn't know. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know they had a pre-existing relationship. So I'm
thought that
glad
I
that
didn't
they-
either. I didn't either. But when he mentions like the documentary they were going to see, I was just like, "That's what you two were doing together."
I didn't catch it.
I didn't think that was it. I thought it was just like, oh, I'm going to a generic wrestling show.
But yeah, he says nobody in the locker room respects him, but MVP and the Her Syndicate can help him with that. They want to help MJF, and MJF refuses him at first. He's like, "Motherfucker, I used to be world champion already. I'm not a little kid. Like, what are you talking to me like that for?" And MVP tells him like, focus on the word like was. Used to be. You ain't champion now, and that hit MJF. He's like, "Yeah, fuck you. You're right." So he takes the card. And now I would actually be really disappointed if he didn't join. Like, fuck. I know he isn't, too. I know he isn't. That would be too sad. Like, that's too fat. Like, you're serving the fans now. Like, you baby facing him if you do that.
And then MJF has a 4-week series of matches with Cedric Alexander.
Oh God, kill me.
Actually,
I really want.
This does open the door for MJF to have henchmen again.
That's pretty much where I think this is going. Richard Holiday and Alex Hammerstone are out there. They're free.
Alex Hammerstone did recently announce his free agency.
He's out there. He's free. He's teasing that he wants to
Run, man.
face Jacob Fatu again, and I'm like, that means he's not going to WWE. Like that. That tells me he's not going. Oh, okay, you're teasing the guy. Okay, you're going. You're not going anywhere. He's going to AEW. Yeah. I speak scam artist. That was cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really want this. I want this. I want this to be a thing. But honestly, structure wise for a faction, it doesn't make sense. Because why is Bobby Lashley and MJF on the same faction? Like, but aren't both these guys big acts that should be separate? Uh, yeah, but then that was the issue, wasn't it? They kept burying everybody. Yeah. They were burying them though. They were fucking killing them and it was because they had so many top guys in the faction. That the top guys got no choice but to go over, and now it's just the NWO faction going over all the time. They did have the WCW, the big WCW guys, of course, the NWO foes. But then tell that to all the people who left. The whole B team. He said, "Watch it." I hate that. I hate that about wrestling. That happens too much. I see. I see him. I hear him. Yes, but that's the story you have to tell at that point. War Hero says, "Where's Wardlow? Wardlow is dealing with an injury." We're seeing that, and that is really bad. War Hero also says, "When will we get Swerve versus MJF?" Honestly, if Swerve becomes champion, if Swerve becomes champion, which I think he should. I think he should. I'm never a fan of pivoting like that. Like, I don't like killing something just because the fan base doesn't like, especially when it's a heel angle. Like, of course you don't like the fucking heel angle, but this one, this one, no, it's not always true, but a lot of times it's people don't like not being like sad. Like, the fucking heel one as a heel again. Like, yes, he did, because he is a piece of shit. You know, no, not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying that this particular feud has a different issue. This one, this Moxley story started off as him killing his own best friend so that he would shock the youth in AEW into stepping up and taking the world championship from him. And somehow we ended up with Adam Copeland's old ass. I love Adam Copeland. I love his matches too. I don't think he sucks at all. I just think Adam Copeland didn't have any business being involved in this storyline. What was he doing here? What the fuck? Where the fuck was Daniel Garcia at? Jesus. They did. They said it over and over again. They But they did. They did it. Like they did it. They did it with Private Party first. Like Moxley kills Private Party, and he literally tells him, "You don't have it." And then, yeah, they got rid of them in the story for some reason. Orange Cassidy literally goes, "All those guys are too young. I have to do this myself." I don't know, man. Max says the show is having some kind of issue. I hope it isn't. I can hear and see everything just fine. So I'm trying to see what the issue is here. I guess I can see Greg. No, so you should get out and come back. You can. I had this magazine that you sent here too, Nick. I have that magazine. And he was teamed up with Heidenreich. Heidenreich. I don't know because that wouldn't be the issue. It's not your phone. It's Evie Mugs. You have to leave and come back. Nah, it's the fucking app, man. It's okay. Viewers, if you can't hear Greg or Nick, it's this fucking app. We have to close this shit down. All of us might have to leave. Great episode, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. This sucks. Anyway, I guess I'll recap Dynamite since I'm the only one here. Max Caster made the mistake of holding an open challenge. Maybe we'll like Greg join us again and see what happens. But like I was saying, Max Caster holds an open challenge. It gets answered by a furious Takeshita. Kills Max Caster.
Furious Takeshita.
And we move on. All right, so Nick and Greg.
That's how I always feel about Max Caster segments.
They can be heard.
Yay, audio.
I hear you, and the stream can hear you. So Max Caster losing like this was, I don't know. People are like, oh no, Max Caster's getting buried. I was like, are you serious?
Good. No.
That's the point.
Are you serious? You mean the obnoxious?
To be the world champion, John.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, yeah, I'm sure that this guy is really, really aching to do more work for the same pay. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he's not. You know, I would love to have competitive matches. I, for some reason, don't think Max Caster is that guy. But okay.
Oh.
So Will Nightingale defeated Penelope Ford. After that, post-match, Chris Statlander runs out to save Willow from a sneak attack. I love Willow. She's great. Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford isn't bad either.
That chair shot was though.
That chair shot was horrid. Weak. Nobody taught her how to swing it. It reminds me of Jay Cargill saying that CM Punk was the only one who helped teach her how to swing a chair. Like on the
development,
so to go out there and swing a chair. I don't know, man. You know what? I'm so weird about that expectation. I guess WWE's had it in place for so long that it's people expect it now, but it's like, damn, you know, wrestling went on for so long, and people and companies didn't have developmental centers. You just kind of learned. You just kind of learned as you wrestled. People around you taught you, and you took that piece of information with you as you moved on. They
Sure.
didn't have chair
I-
swinging class.
Well, the argument would be in the old days, nobody would book you into that angle as you went around the country and learned your craft.
Maybe. You would hope, you would think, but wrestling is very funny.
It is incredibly funny. That is
Very
true.
funny and very carny.
Very carny is the word I was looking for. I guess. Chris Statlander came out, and she's still trying to prove herself to Willow. Girl, I'm your friend. I love you. Let's get back together. And so she helps her from this weak attack.
It's like a Taylor Swift song.
Megan Bain comes out, beats up both of them. Megan Bain has taken out Chris, Willow, and Tony Storm on the same show.
A lot of segments for Megan Bain.
Megan Bain, hey, listen, they're gonna go with her. They go with her. Much better than Camille. Sorry.
I just want to believe one of the guys, the guy that does the videos with Stevie Richards, is just like AEW ghosting Camille.
That's an interesting situation. They wrote her off TV and got rid of her ASAP. And there's a report that Sasha was willing. There's a report that Mercedes was willing to work a match with her to end the program too. But so that makes me wonder if Mercedes is the one that had the issue in the first place. Which is because what would it matter that she's willing or not? You know,
Right.
like, of course she would be willing. Wait a minute. Why is this of note that she's still willing to have
So
the
it's
match?
amusingly is promoting the movie Camille is in.
I'm sure that's why they went.
Premiere.
They went all the way with Tony Storm being the only one. Tony Storm is in this movie. We love Tony Storm. Don't you have another wrestler on the roster in this movie? Nope. I don't know that bitch. Oh shit.
Isn't the wrestler on your roster also working with a wrestler from the other roster? Not at all.
Nah,
Nope.
that's ever happened.
No, there's
I don't
nobody
know
else in
any
that
of
film.
I don't know any of those people.
Isn't Jim Cornette in that movie? I have not heard.
Storm, timeless.
Never heard of it.
Not that I know of. I know that guy from Cobra Kai's in the movie.
Mercedes Monet versus Billy Starks is next week. And Billy Starks is killing me with this fucking. What was she doing with the dress strap thing? She
I
looked
don't know.
like a child that didn't did it fit? Does it not fit, or was that meant to be? Because Renee was looking at it too. Like Renee wanted to pick it up, and I'm like, why is this
Billy
the gimmick?
Starks? Billy Starks gives me all the vibes that you get from watching these NXT student films.
No, she scares me. She's scared. I've seen her wrestle, and she's willing to take.
I'm talking about the
nasty
wrestling. I'm
bumps,
talking
okay?
about the segments.
But as a person, she scares me.
Because what she'll do to her body. Yeah, I get that.
No, this Billy Starks person that they're presenting on television, like a big, giant, long child. It's very scary. It disturbs me.
Okay.
I don't
Who's
know
booking
this.
this? We need to investigate them.
I don't know this person in real life, but I don't know. She scares me.
Okay.
Her versus Mercedes should be fun though. Like I said, I've seen Billy Starks do some really horrible things on the indies to her own body. So
Yes.
I'm like,
I've seen those clips. Yes.
She would, and Mercedes is like an idol of hers. So
She's willing to die for the cause.
We'll go all in. Literally.
this is going to be really good. And it's also
No more Vegas puns.
It's also the beginning
Rolling in the deep.
of the
No.
Athena storyline.
Yes.
So that's probably 2 segments now on this show, and we're in March that are building towards July. Very good. And the next segment is the other one that we're talking about. Will Ospreay
That's
comes out
Texas, right?
Y'all in. Will Ospreay comes out and he tells a story about his wife being mad at him for taking that leap off the cage after he told her he wouldn't.
Got a little long-winded, but I knew where he was going.
I know where he's
Fun
going.
with it, and I appreciated that.
Very, very British.
It was.
He calls his shot though. Will Ospreay said he wanted to be the man, and God damn it, all the other slots are taken. So he's calling his shot in July.
Point at the sign.
All in Texas. Will Ospreay wants the main event for the World Championship, so he is officially entering the Owen Hart Cup, the first person to declare for the tournament. That I didn't realize were upon us already.
Is that
Excuse me.
Has
It's
it
already-
had a regular spot in the year?
Yeah, it's usually right before Double or Nothing, but last year they did it after Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
Eh,
that's right. Because it went
For some
right
reason?
into Forbidden Door.
Yeah. So Will Ospreay is going to be in the tournament. I believe that should be the moment. I don't know if I here's the thing, right? Let's say Swerve wins the title on the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that put us right in the same place we were at last year? Honestly, I don't know if I hate it either. Like, I don't hate this idea that we fate has brought these two gentlemen back together in almost a similar situation. Because if Will Ospreay gets to win here, it's not it just kind of works. It's like the natural next step of whatever they're doing together.
I was gonna say.
I mean, I'd rather be here than have the belt on John Moxley still. So
Right. I was gonna say that it feels like such a happy accident to have it to where, like, Swerve won the first time, so you're gonna have this, and then Ospreay would get that second one. Like, that would work perfectly, and then build up for the third down the road.
I wouldn't hate it. Swerve versus Ospreay in the main event of All In. It says it's kind of a statement too. These are two of our biggest stars that
Mhm.
we not that Swerve, they definitely kind of did that. They did that. He did that with them. Very good collaborative effort. Ospreay
sure,
came in.
the arguments on those things get weird. But like, if you were to talk about what counts as like a homegrown Swerve's first big stage is that.
Yeah,
I would say it as like these are the two guys that you would build the company around.
yeah. I mean, and Ospreay, ever since he got here, like he has put AEW's flag in his ass. He's wearing that shit. There's a giant flagpole behind Will Ospreay that just says AEW on it. He loves this place, and you can tell like it's genuine. He feels like, God, I made the right choice. I love it here. I'm making money. Everybody loves me, type thing. These are your two guys, man.
You can say the same with Swerve too, as a major flag bearer.
Yeah.
Bringing us full circle, he stood up to Bubba Ray about the company and everything that he's done.
Swerve is almost different for me because Swerve is like, it was like they like two parties putting trust in each other. It was like a weird, cool, beautiful thing that doesn't always happen in wrestling. Like AEW listening to him and him kind of trusting them with giving him some smaller things at first and just kind of doing everything they wanted him to do, working his way up, even if it seemed funny. Tag team
Whatever
champions
happened
with
to
Keith
that?
Lee. Okay, we'll do this.
We don't talk about
Whatever happened to that Fox deal Swerve was talking about?
He fucked that up. He's talking all drunk. We gonna be on Fox. Who told you that, Swerve? Who told you that?
They said I would be one of
That's
the
still funny.
He's the guy that should be champion, though. Of all the guys in the
Swerve?
company right now, Swerve. Put that belt
Okay.
right back. Put it
Yeah.
back. Like, what are we doing? Just put it back where it was hot.
One of your
Did
most
you-
Is that who Moxley
mainstream
beat?
Guys.
No. Moxley beat Bryan. And honestly,
Brian beats
Oh, that's right.
the Bryan thing, it felt like a pivot. Bryan to Moxley felt like whenever they were
right.
gonna end
Brian
with
beat Swerve, and then it went to
Yeah.
Moxley.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why
Uh,
they're still relatively close together.
There were two guys in the building on Sunday that I felt like got the world champion feeling just off the back. One of them was Kenny Omega. The way the crowd
Sure.
responds to Kenny is different than anybody else in the night. There were
Forever
no
there.
dead spots for Kenny. Like if Kenny was in trouble, the audience is screaming Kenny.
Sure.
Kenny. It's everything Kenny. It doesn't matter. Like, is he down? We need him up. Is he's up? We're excited that he's up. Like, that's all night long. And the only other person who had that kind of energy was Swerve Strickland. And it's like, if you're gonna go between the two, Swerve is the young one. He's got
Yeah.
the body for it right now.
And I
Put it
was gonna
back.
say, because of a lot of other circumstances, I think you shouldn't be putting the belt on Kenny Omega. So
Yeah. There's that. But yeah, and on top of that, did you see Leslie Jones, man? That was real.
She was
What?
having fun with that.
That was real,
I have
man.
no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, because on Sunday, Leslie
like,
Jones was in the audience, and
Okay.
she, even in the building, you look, and there's one little lady. There's
To be
one
clear,
person.
we're talking about SNL.
Yeah, yeah.
Actress. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one person standing up in the crowd going crazy. Get up, Swerve! Get up, Swerve! And it's
She seems like
fucking
the type.
Leslie Jones, and she is sweating, and she's working up a sweat, and it is like every
Time of her life.
fucking mom, every grandma that you used to see in the 1980s audience is just fucking losing their shit. I am sweating. I'm gonna die if this man doesn't win.
Can I comment that I've never seen so many beautiful brown people on top in pro wrestling at the same time.
I know.
I'm gonna count Cody as part of this.
Good.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You have to.
Cody Raheem Rhodes,
Cody Raheem Rhodes.
Black Icon.
On top.
But so many. And yes, I'm absolutely gonna count the Samoans. They brown as fuck. I don't give a shit.
Roman says no. Roman says don't do that. He get a good one. He was like, my wife, my beautiful black wife, she has her own experience, and I don't want to take that from
Has
her.
Roman said that?
Yeah. And I know he looked back at her.
great.
I know he looked back at her for the for
For
that
approval?
Right,
That's right,
baby?
honey. I got you. Yes, you did.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Did I do good there?
I've never heard that, but that's funny.
It's good. Hey, it's a good response.
No, yeah, I got no wrong with it.
You're absolutely right, though. I was thinking it when Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin walked out, and I was like, I know that Bobby's got like a guaranteed spot up top to come into. Like,
Yeah.
like I know it's coming for him too.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to talk about that. And it's not just me pushing for Bobby Lashley because I know I'm prone to do that, and I'll always do it. There was a moment there that maybe it's just me looking into it, but I heard Swerve say one thing, and it made me think of Bobby Lashley, which was like, I would like the idea of those two guys being on opposite ends of just their ideology, because Swerve made it a point to say that he was the first black champion, and Bobby Lashley completely shut down the first guy who tried to bring that shit up.
I think Swerve even said, I know there's some people that don't like that. Right? He said something like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ooh, wait, I like this.
That's good.
Can we get these two guys to fight about this on TV?
Save that. Nah, that's gonna get heated, Greg. That's gonna get heated. You're trying to start a
I'm
fight.
just taking that stick, I'm just like putting that on the wall.
You're trying to start a shoe fight. They fight.
Going full.
Listen, if I had to watch LA Knight and Drew McIntyre do a pretend shoot, I can do this.
I remember that was the thing too. Is Bobby Lashley defeated Swerve? Swerve never was able to get that win back on Bobby.
Max says he doesn't think Swerve wins, and Moxley holds the title until All In, where Ospreay vanquishes the Death
Kill
Riders.
us all.
That probably makes sense. Not
Linearly speaking, yes.
Now that you're saying it, because honestly, even in story wise, Ospreay has mentioned that he wanted to go after Moxley, but he was busy.
Although I have a problem with Will Ospreay pushing 40 being designated as one of the young guys.
Bruv, he's only 30 something, 32, 33.
Yeah, is it only 30, like early 30s?
It's early 30s, Greg. Don't be projecting.
He's not one of the young guys though.
He is 31.
Oh, come on.
That's so young.
That's wrestling prime.
So you got
Wrestling
Billy
prime,
Gunn.
yes.
You got Billy Gunn there, who's like double that age.
and in stupid shape still. Ridiculous.
Why is he so jacked?
That's why we hurt people.
Especially from the era he came from, he shouldn't have that good looking of a body.
No, he shouldn't.
Steroids, and we know for a fact.
Yes, but some people on steroids still don't look that good.
Well, even the steroid though, like he doesn't have that GH belly at all either. No growth hormone. Body.
Not yet, but I don't think he's gonna let it happen.
One of the guys pissed as hell talking about Billy Gunn out there eating cheeseburgers, still looking great. It's like, fuck you.
That actually makes me wonder if the Gun Boys are on steroids like that.
Well,
Maybe
it's still
are they
still
on
here
TV or are they
steroids, and
hurt?
he
What's
gotta
up with
put in
them?
the work still.
They made it back, and in Paris, there's just no slot for them right now. But Tony put them on television and gave them a tag match like off the back, just to
Just to give them work.
They
Keep 'em
yeah,
on
like,
TV.
hey, I know you're
February
alive.
11th, and we haven't
He
seen
said,
him yet since.
I know you're alive, but you don't fit in my next 2 pay-per-view
They
cycles.
already
I'm
won the
sorry.
belts, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so they could leave.
They could go to WWE. They should go to WWE.
It's
They
been-
No,
remember-
that's what I'm
they're-
saying. Like, I'm saying they could leave and like they did the thing they could do in AEW. So like it's not like
And they
there's
came out
unfinished
to many
business.
men. Once you come out to many
That
men,
one
there's no going down.
At one time, they licensed it.
I want to talk
was
about
mostly
this.
my point. Like there's no unfinished business for the Gun Boys.
I want to talk about this MJF Hangman segment here. I'll recap it.
Go for it.
Hangman and MJF run into each other again. They bump into each other backstage.
Indeed, they do.
They're ready to fight again. Hangman says at Revolution he saw MJF's mask slip off. MJF cares about what the people think, no matter what he says. And MJF tells Hangman, "I saw your mask slip off too. It doesn't matter how much they cheer you, you'll never believe you're worth their love." And I was like, "Oh fuck, these men have each other pegged."
Oh, wait.
MJF says Hangman is going to do what he does best. He'll climb the mountain, and just before he reaches the top, his self-doubt will crush him. He'll fall all the way back down. And meanwhile, MJF will climb that mountain and become world champion over and over again. And then Hangman says, we'll see. And they are
Didn't
going
he
to
already
go...
climb the mountain and win?
Yeah, but that's what he's saying. We've both been world champion now. We've got to get that shit back. Who's going to do it? It certainly ain't going to be you. I'm going to do that shit. And Hangman is like, we'll see. And I thought this was a really, really good way to have them go their separate ways, but leave it in the audience mind that this is not over. But it's also not going to be revisited anytime soon. You didn't get the sense that they're going to fight each other again at all. You get the sense that their respective journeys are like rivaling each other now. Now they're both trying to become world champion, and even if they don't talk to each other, even if they don't talk about each other, they're racing each other. It's kind of cool.
Imagine all
like
this
this.
talk of climbing the mountain. I wonder who else is doing that.
Fuck that motherfucker. He's the reason why we're stuck here. Because nobody in AEW took the time to Google, how long does it take to climb Mount Everest?
Why are AEW people forgetting to say it's for the Tony Hawk Foundation?
Anyway, I don't think Fightful asked the AEW if Darby is still the plan for the world championship, and they were like,
And they said no.
"We ain't got no plans for Darby Allin as world champion." Who told you that? They got a point. Nobody told us that. We assumed. It made sense.
If he's not taking the title up to Everest, what's the point?
That honestly. Anyway,
And then yell out Drago.
Which wouldn't make a difference because we don't even see the world title now.
Another thing I really liked about this segment is that, like I said before, I hadn't realized that MJF and Hangman were so parallel. But now we've really that's a main thing in AEW now. Like that is a
It's
is
a canonical discussion.
They were in the
That's
first
lore.
AEW match together too.
they were
By the
like
way,
all
I
these
did
things.
appreciate also that Tony Storm took a jab at the belt being in a briefcase.
She took a jab at everyone. She should have been the main event, man. They should have been the main event. Anyway,
But the
He did-
company, John.
talking about the actual main event, Orange Cassidy defeated Hechisero. Fun match. I think they have made some very odd choices with main events and Orange Cassidy the past couple weeks. Like I think they see Orange Cassidy as a bit bigger of a star than he is, and I love Orange Cassidy. It's just when he's main eventing, like I imagine like he's expected to be the main event. Like Hechisero's in the ring with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is the guy they expect. That's the main event. That's who
He's
they
the
see.
star here.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
listen, he's got Jane, and where is my mind? He will be.
No,
in the main
no.
event.
AEW has invested a lot in him. They booked him at towards the top of the card at the end of the year last year, so it makes sense that he's still used as a top guy. But like straight up has main evented against guys that are definitely not on his level. So like he's the star who's expected to carry
Yeah.
the main event slot. That's real
Not
interesting.
only skill wise, but emotionally.
Yeah, like that's real interesting to me, and it makes me wonder if there's like numbers or if there's something that they're looking at that I don't see that justifies this. Because otherwise, it's interesting. It's a real interesting choice. I'm not gonna straight up call it bad because nothing I say out loud can disprove it. Like I can't come up with a reason why not. But something doesn't feel main event.
Not unless you wanna do that weird thing and dedicate your life to the rating number graphs.
I mean,
maybe
to me here was like maybe they said like, "Hey, CMLL, we're gonna feature you on a couple of main events, and Hechicero will be one of the main eventers."
But they did it with Roderick Strong a couple weeks back.
Mm.
It was Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong in the main event of the show, and I'm like, I appreciate this. I think this is great. I wonder how that works business wise, money wise.
That one had like the most stakes though.
Yeah, because you had Kenny involved. At least that's why I was able to justify it
to get to the Kenny match.
Yeah, right. Kenny comes out and they have the stare down, but now they've done it with Hechicero. So I'm like, this is twice now. I feel like
it's just Orange being the benefit of circumstance more than anything.
We'll see if it happens again. We'll see. If they give him that Kenny Omega match at the pay-per-view, then
I mean that's gonna be slap. That's the main event of the pay-per-view.
Fuck it.
They learned their lesson with Moxley.
Mox versus Swerve that's gonna be real good. I mean, assuming that it's Mox versus Swerve. I don't want Adam Copeland winning the belt as much as I want us to move on from this Death Riders thing. I do not want Adam Copeland winning the world championship. Come on, guys. What are we doing?
I need the youth to wise up.
Come on.
Like 50-year-old Adam Copeland.
Swerve versus Moxley is a great match. It's a great ending. If he's gonna beat Mox, I don't know that he is. I feel like it's too straight up. Something about it is too straight up. But
it's also sort of a funny part of the message is like, I need the youth to rise up. You, black man who already won the belt. I need you to show your medal.
Swerve.
I'm taking it back. Oh shit. Okay. Well, fuck the youth.
Right.
34-year-old who had a full military career.
Right.
So I mean that's the show. Orange Cassidy advances. Mike Bailey comes out and smiles to close the show. I was like, y'all motherfuckers are bold this week.
We have very little to promote, apparently.
All these other top guys, because you can feel it, man. Coming out the pay-per-view, coming out tonight, you can feel like Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, MJF. You can feel their main event guys and starting to circle the world title, starting to mention it, starting to want it, and like Orange Cassidy closes the show, and I'm like, that's an interesting choice.
It is, yeah. Want the ops to be present too for all this stuff.
Samoa Joe's around. Like, I'm just saying, they have all the pieces. I can see the big chunks floating in the soup.
I like to say, like, Joe is in such an interesting place.
John, when you were at the pay-per-view, I have a question. Like, did they have any emphasis on the ops sitting in the private box during the main event?
Yeah, they did. We were trying to figure out where they were because people were like cheering really loud. We're like, why the fuck are they cheering? It's because
Hook had his Funyuns.
It's because sexy ass Hook came out just standing there. I'm a bottle.
Joe is in such an interesting place for me right now. Only in the sense that like he's won the championship, so he's obviously like he's still treated as something of a big deal there. He started this new faction with the older badass Japanese speak and spell guy, his words, and young brash Hook. And it's also like, oh, by the way, I kind of got a video game to promote. Oh, by the way, I've got this TV show to promote.
He is living. Samoa Joe is actually living. Like, Samoa Joe is having the career that people didn't think Samoa Joe could have.
He's in a hell of a place.
Games, former world champion, could literally be placed in the main event tomorrow, and nobody would
Yeah.
blink.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So like his position in the company is weird, but also not exactly one of the youth movement.
His
It's
position in
It's a
life.
favorable position. Like I'm literally the break glass just in case guy. Like
That
I'm chilling right
25-year-old
now.
youngster.
And if he's a smart guy, and I'm sure that he is, he seems really smart. He doesn't have no issue with his position right now. He loves this.
He shouldn't. He
great.
certainly shouldn't.
This young guys, they might feel a slighted. I'm not in the main event right now, man. Fuck. Like Joe's chilling.
I think it's. I want to believe that it's easier when it's just like, I mean, I've done it. I'm cool. Send them checks.
Oh, I just made a great reference all of a sudden. I didn't even realize it. Samoa Joe is right now the same age as Carlos Colon was when Gorilla Monsoon at the 93 Rumble called him a youngster.
Jesus. That is a pull, sir.
Now that's a deep cut.
So yeah, I mean that's Dynamite. That was this week's AEW Dynamite. We talked about the pay-per-view. Pay-per-view was fun. I won't go match for match, but I mean everybody has said everything you can say about it. The fucking cage match was incredible. The Kesha Omega was incredible. The women's championship match was incredible. The opener, Mercedes and Momo and Mercedes had, I don't know if it was a breakdown, but at one point Mercedes kicked Momo too hard and Momo's lip busted. And if I would have been at home watching and I would have seen that, I would have been waiting for the receipt. I would have known.
That's the moment where everyone in the room just sort of sits up and just goes, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
See when the turn starts happening.
I would have been like, "Oh shit, it's about to go down," because Momo Watanabe usually works stiff. So like, if she's trying to hold back, if she was trying to hold back at all,
I was gonna say the joke is that like Momo's not even mad. She's like, "Oh, this just turned up."
Yeah,
you want to go?
You're saying.
Yeah, like if she had on any straps, if she was holding back, that just unlocked her. And so
Unleashed.
Later in the match, because I didn't see this because I was live, I didn't know she was busted open. When she gives Mercedes that fucking receipt, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck did Mercedes do? She kicked that shit. She kicked her in the fucking throat, the chin." I was like, "Yo,
is that the throat she's selling on the show?
She has a bruise on her fucking chin, but she's selling the throat."
Yeah.
I posted a video I took of it because it was incredible. First of all, I mean, shit, they were wrestling their ass off. Momo was fucking that shit up. I was so scared that the crowd was gonna. I knew they were gonna get the number 2 spot too. Didn't we say that?
Yeah.
We fucking said they were gonna be on second, and I was like, "Damn it, Momo's gonna get fucked. The crowd's not gonna know who she is." Well, she's so good that eventually they were chanting her name at the end of that match.
Okay, well, I'm glad she got over with him because I was like, nobody knows who this woman is.
I shouldn't have been surprised, man. She wrestled and they had a good long amount. I don't know how long it was, but they had a good amount of time.
To be honest with you, I hadn't seen her wrestle in so long because like Stardom is just not really booking her in a great place.
Yeah.
For reasons we already know about.
They did a good job also of kind of having promos and explaining a lot of what Momo brought to the table too in the weeks leading up to it.
I think this is definitely the best spotlight she's had in a long time. And I think she knew that, and I think she came to show out. She it's funny though because maybe
she's trying to get that job.
I would.
The fucking Stardom ain't gonna book me. Shit.
Well, why not?
I mean, of course. Then you come over here and you look at the girls that they have that they don't use. Yuka is around. You know, she's trying to take American bookings. She's not working on TV.
Didn't Yuka move?
She moved to America, but of course she's married to Takeshita. That's different.
Oh, yeah. I always forget who's married to who over there. That's fair.
I don't know if I remember on purpose, but it just makes certain decisions make more sense. Like, okay, why didn't Yuka move over here if they didn't use her? Well, because her fucking husband is actually getting used very well.
Yeah, and that was also the thing I had where I was like, I was always curious. Well, like, it felt like Sheeta never made the move, but like, oh, Sheeta still has things she does in Japan.
Yeah, she says
She got a whole ass career over there.
Same with Riho, who didn't move, just lives over there.
Yeah, because like
Yeah,
she goes to Japan and she's not even just wrestling; she's doing plays and shit.
That is like, but it's like a wrestling company that does plays or something, right?
I think one of them is, but like, and she's doing these cosplay events because she just cosplayed as like a Street Fighter character next to somebody else. They were both like Street Fighter wrestlers, like
Let me see
Armika
this.
and that shit. Oh damn!
I wanted to show that. That was.
Just held her in place.
Yeah, so I was like,
Like,
yo,
you're not
what
going
did
anywhere,
what
you're
did
taking-
Mercedes do? I was like, yo,
Somewhere in the back, Shibata's just sitting down with his arms crossed, and you just see a hint of a smile come across his face.
he's just nodding.
He types in on his phone. Good.
Yeah, that's true, Mac. We do like our heels on the side, but they don't know. They don't know.
Hate. Yeah. They don't understand.
Yeah, man, that's Dynamite, and I guess that's us for the week. It's really all we got to talk about. We're chilling. We'll see you guys.
John,
we're
have you been able to? Because we fucking promoted it, didn't we? Have you been able to enjoy the WWE 2K25?
No, because I fucking
Aw.
I had this damn trip to LA for Revolution, and then I have this trip to Japan for the Star Wars celebration, and now they're
Your
trying to
schedule's
they're trying to
wacky.
convince me to go to Tampa or wherever the fuck on Memorial Day weekend, and I'm like,
for the Big Four show thing.
yeah,
Wild.
I'll see. I don't know. I gotta get.
Man,
I
I was
there.
tired after Raw. I'm still wondering how we're gonna do these 2 Summer Slams if we do it.
You didn't get your tickets. I thought you had your SummerSlam tickets already.
Last I heard, they haven't gone on sale yet.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought they went on sale. They're gonna fuck you over. They're gonna be like, you have to buy 2 days. You have to buy 2 days.
At like
She's-
$2,000.
The girlfriend is interested in doing 2 days, but I'm just like, I don't know how we're gonna do that shit. Okay.
Nah, do the 2 days, Greg. Don't be a pussy.
I mostly
in.
mean I don't know how we're going to do it financially.
Go all
Take the
in.
train. Hey, listen. I don't know why you're thinking about
Talk
eating
about
in the
the
fucking building.
tickets.
You ain't
Talk
eating
about
in that
the
fucking
tickets,
building.
you fucking dummy.
They got $10 pies in Times Square. You talking about eating in a building?
We're gonna be in Jersey, dude.
You buy the pie when you come home. You look forward to it. God, I can't
don't
wait
think
to get to Times Square.
I think the plan was to stay in Jersey after night 1.
Yeah, God damn, ain't that serious? What the fuck? Jersey's
We
right
don't have
across
a
the
car,
river.
dude.
Take the train, you fuck. What the fuck? The path. You don't like the path?
I mean, no, it's actually a piece of shit.
They're all just subways with different shapes.
All right, thanks for joining us on the podcast. everyone.
We're live all the time. We're live on Monday after Raw, Tuesday after NXT, Wednesday after Dynamite, Thursday after Impact, Friday after SmackDown, Saturdays after pay-per-views, Sundays for 3NT Wrestling. On Thursdays, we got major issues talking about superhero content live. We got the Otaku Cafe show talking about anime live. All of that and
Don't
more, as well as the
forget this
WCW.
Friday.
Oh, that's right. Nick, tell them. What are they in
Yes,
for?
This Friday, you're in for the WCW podcast with myself, Mac Burns, and hey, Robbie might be there too. We'll see. And
Robbie
Jon and
might
Greg-
be.
And John and Greg are both always invited too if they want to.
Just a rotating third chair.
We're gonna be talking all about that first Monday Nitro live from the Mall of America. We got Pasta Mania, you got Puffy Shirt Luger, you got Scott Flash Norton making his comeback after we know
You've got Jushin Thunder Liger.
Jushin Liger and Brian Pillman in a match that honestly I say still holds up, and a lot of people say that too. Does it? Hey, we're gonna figure that out though, and we're gonna be talking all about that Friday.
Neek Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the
Oh my
Neek
God.
Pony Club. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us.
work here.
If you're still listening, then I want you to know that I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I actually do. Because what are you doing listening to me? You're listening to us? Yeah, you deserve my love.
Yes.
This long? Jesus Christ. Have a good night.